Hi there and a very warm welcome to the Marianne Rose Arena. It is the Torun FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, the final round of the 2018 Speedway Grand Prix Series. Everything is up for grabs. Kelvin Tatum, MBE, the former world long track champion and England World Cup winning captain, alongside me in commentary. The world title, the top three, the medals, the top 8 in qualification for next year, as we can see, all up for grabs, Kelv.
Yeah, it's a fabulous night in prospect, there's no question about that. As you can clearly see, there's a battle for the top 8, a battle for third place between Janowski and Lenguin. Hancock also has desires on a medal as well. And of course, the big fight for the championship itself, with Woffinden and Smarslik going up against it. Right, later on with Smarslik coming out in heat number 1. A fabulous opening race, in actual fact. It really is quite a tasty heat number 1 that we're going to see in a very few moments' time. Indeed.
Packed house here at the Marianne Rose Motoarena in this beautiful city of Torun. It's been a gorgeous day here as we build up to the first race of the final round of the World Championship for 2018. Live from Torun then, the final round of the series, and what a lineup for Heat 1. Greg Hancock off the inside, gunning for a medal tonight. Gate 2, Freddy Lenguin level with Janowski in third place, going for bronze. Bartosz Smarslik going for the world title, Gate 3. And Maciej Janowski level with Lenguin on 98 points in third spot, going off the outside gate. Kelvin Tatum, MBE, alongside me, former England World Cup winning skipper as well. And what a lineup to get us underway, Kelvin.
Incredible lineup, the way the draw's fallen for the opening race of the final Grand Prix of the season. Truly extraordinary race to kick us off with. Janowski fighting for a third place, a bronze medal. Lenguin as well, of course, they're neck and neck for the third place, of course. Smarslik going for the World Championship, really does need to win the opening race to put the pressure on the championship leader, Woffinden, who will come out in heat number 4.
Jesper Steentoft of Denmark is our referee. The 2-minute clock is now down to 5 seconds, with the riders stepping up to tapes. Every point Smarslik drops reduces Woffinden's target from 12 in a bid for the world title. Smarslik then 10 points behind the lead in this final round of the World Championship. What a lineup! Oh, movement on the outside, and the race has been allowed to go on, and the red lights are now on. Red lights are on.
Yeah, Janowski just moving a little bit on the outside. Referee just hesitated, and then when he saw that Janowski had gained an advantage, put the red light on in the middle of the first corner. Be a warning for him right in the first race. He's now going to have to carry that throughout. Such a tense night. You see him move twice. Yeah. And that's not an ideal start for Janowski. He's battling hard with Lenguin, of course. They're neck and neck on 98 points. Clearly see him move.
Yep. Surely going to be a warning for Maciej Janowski then on the outside gate. Rides for Wrocław here in the Polish Extra League.
It's done Smarslik a favour. He missed it completely.
Yeah.
I think he was put off by looking across at Janowski moving. And now we've got a delay as a consequence of that, but I'm sure it was the right decision, but he did wait to see. It was interesting, we were very near the referee. The referee actually waited to put the red light on, and it's a chilly night, but ideal for racing.
See the Sheffield Tigers banner on the first turn, see the Scunthorpe banner. Scunthorpe, one of the early clubs that Ty raced for in his career. His father, Rob, raced for Scunthorpe as well, and that's where he was born, of course. Ty Woffinden, lots of British supporters that have made the trip here for this Grand Prix, because it's a great weekend as well.
Yes.
Lovely town, and always a pleasure to come here. We'll try again with the first race of the night. Greg Hancock off the inside, Freddy Lenguin goes off gate number 2, Bartosz Smarslik is off gate 3, and Maciej Janowski, confirmation, as you can see on the graphic, he does have a warning going from the outside gate in yellow here. There's going to be nerves, there's going to be tension.
Cool.
And Smarslik, you could argue, probably doesn't feel it because he's 10 adrift and he's got nothing to lose, but he is still in the title race, Kelv.
He'll still feel it. He'll want to get off to a good start here. Tough opening race. And he goes from gate 3. Possibly not an ideal place to go from. We'll wait and see. Hancock on the inside. Well, he wants third place. He's going for it for sure.
Here we go again, and they're away first time. No problem this time, and it's Hancock and Lenguin. Smarslik is third, but Smarslik is going to have to go high and wide into the drive. Down the back straight we go, and Lenguin! Super stuff from Lenguin. Smarslik is at the back now with Janowski in third place, but Smarslik has got speed.
Oh.
And now Lenguin is under pressure from Hancock. What a start to the GP. Watch out for Smarslik. Whilst the front two are on the inside, Smarslik's coming. Here he comes, Bartosz Smarslik in white. Huge pressure in the backing now.
indeed, round the outside of turn 4. Look at this, they're squabbling for first and second. Smarslik now in the second place. Lenguin and Hancock looking for each other. Now down the back straight. Smarslik's got all the speed in the world. Round the outside, will Lenguin now slam the door shut? No, not quite. Now Smarslik into the last lap, winding it on again.
Yeah, and Hancock has gone to the back now. Smarslik now trying that drive down the back straight. He's got the lead. He's going to do him here, surely. Down the outside he goes. We're going to come to the line, and Smarslik's going to do him. Yes, he has. He's gone from last to first. Bartosz Smarslik in the opening race of the night here in Torun. This world title race is not done yet. Woofenden still needs 12.
What a race to start the night. We said it was a smashing lineup, and what an opening ride there from Smarslik. He just kept winding it on round the outside, and on the chance to line coming out of the last corner, he steals the win away. Fabulous opening heat.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Bartosz Smarslik. He was so quick, you got the feeling that he was gaining ground. Lenguin second, Janowski was third, but bit by bit, Smarslik picked them off, and it was high in the banking that worked. Got the drive. That was brilliant.
It was indeed. We'll see it again. Doesn't make a good getaway at all. Gate 3 not working for him. He pushes Janowski wide. He elects to run up the banking right from the word go, but he leaves the door wide open. Has a little bit of good fortune because Hancock and Lenguin squabbled a little bit mid-race. They were hugging the inside. Rightly so, because normally in Heat 1 the shortest way is the fastest way. But Mr. Smarslik, he had other ideas. Coming off turn 4 in particular, out wide, there was a little bit of extra grip. This is early on, of course. Now we're seeing Smarslik beginning to really make an impact in the heat. He keeps just charging hard up the banking, winding it on, increasing his speed, increasing his momentum. And as we come to the conclusion, it's a marvellous effort to get round the outside of Freddy Lenguin. And as we see here, high and wide in the opening race, does the business. 3 points in the bag. What a ride.
Brilliant. Last to first in the opening race of the Torun FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland here.
I think we're in for a good night.
I think so. And Woofenden is just going to have to focus on his own form. Whatever Smarslik does, if Woofenden scores 12, he's world champion. And he still needs 12. Because every point Smarslik ticks off, drops, it ticks off the target for Ty Woofenden. So we'll see when Woofenden comes out in heat number 4.
Yeah, not ideal, Nige, because he's got a long wait and he's just seen Smarslik pick up a win. Smarslik's done all he can. He's just thrown the gauntlet down to Woofenden and said, now, come on, mate, because it's a 9-point lead right now. So he's done the business in heat number 1.
Pedersen, Iversen, 2 Danes off the inside. Vaclav Milik, injury replacement. No Craig Cook tonight, of course. Who's Cookie well? Jason Doyle.
Yeah, right here.
The outside gate. In yellow here. Jason Doyle's birthday today, 33 years of age, and the reigning world champion until around 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, movement again
at the start, going into that first turn, and again
another warning.
Yeah, another warning.
Yeah, a little bit impatient there from Milik coming in to replace Cookie, as you said. All the best to Craig. It was a nasty fall in Torun Tetero 2 weeks ago. Hasn't ridden since. Milik coming in, who hasn't had the best of the season. He rides for Wrocław, of course, in the Extraliga. Last year he was in great form. This year, not quite so much. Nicky Pedersen on the inside. We'll clearly see Milik, yeah, just a bit impatient. Did Doyle move first? Doyle moving a fraction, but Milik, you can clearly see, has a bit of a go.
Well, I can confirm that Vaclav Milik has got a warning for that. So,
still getting over heat 1.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought he wasn't going to get there, you know, because often the track is a little greasy because it's cold now and they watered quite late and it's just a little greasy, but they're coming off of turn 4 where they've ripped it up. It's a little bit grippier, right high on the banking, and it really gave him the impetus. And of course, with Lenguin and Hancock squabbling around the inside, the door was wide open.
Brilliant racing. Heat number 2 coming up. And second time of asking here for this one. Of course, there is also the major issue to discuss post-match as well, in terms of the picks for next year. 4 riders will be picked for selection for next year's Grand Prix Series.
Tomorrow morning. Really? Decided tomorrow morning, yes.
Okay. Pedersen, Iversen,
in our hotel.
Doyle. What are you having to say, are you?
Yeah, I'm involved, yes.
Okay. Pedersen, Everson, Milik and Doyle is the lineup.
2 replacements here tonight,
Yes.
for Dudek and for Cook. Everson was good at Tetro, got 12 points, much more like it from him. And of course on the domestic scene in Sweden he's done very well, and of course he's got the grand final playoffs in Britain on Monday and Wednesday riding for the Kings Lynn Stars.
Yeah, Poole versus Kings Lynn at Wimborne Road Monday, and then Kings Lynn versus Poole in Norfolk on Wednesday. 2 great nights ahead in the Premiership Grand Final in the UK. But here in Poland tonight, we're up to the 2nd race of the night. Start Marshall just getting the riders up at tapes. And here we go, green light on. And they're away this time, and Milik's made a nice start, but so has Everson off too. Now, what can Doyle do off the outside gate? Doyle locks up because Milik went wide. That's allowed Jason Doyle to come up the inside and go really close to the back wheel of Niels Christian Everson, the man in the white, in the blue helmet colour here. It's Everson. Milik, that's a real heavy crash into the fence.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Clips the back of Pedersen, and he has gone in hard there. That's a nasty fall.
Well, thank goodness for an airbag. Thank goodness for an airbag as the fence.
Wow, that was at high speed. Brilliant move in the first corner from Doyle.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. But a spectacular crash, of course, from Milik. Do hope he's okay. Really do, because that was nasty.
Really fast as well, going into that turn. And, well, we hope he's going to be okay.
Fortunately, he got away from the bike.
Yeah.
That's a positive, but they're waving for the ambulance, I think.
No, I think they're waving to
No, excuse me,
airbag.
the airbags maybe been punctured, yes.
But the ambulance is going to come out. But yeah, it's...
They're waving for everything then.
Yeah, real high-speed drama
it was,
here in Torun. And that is... He's sat up anyway, which is good. Milik sat up.
Quite clearly shook up. We're looking at Milik, who's on the inside of Nicky Pedersen. He then elects to go to the outside of him and misjudges it. Just completely misjudges it. And a massive, just straightens him up. There, he does that too late. He needed to stay on the inside of him. Pedersen's lucky not to go with him. But fortunately, although it's extremely high speed, he's away from the bike. And that effectively saves him. That saves him, because if he'd gone with the bike, it would have been really nasty. But look how out of control. I tell you what, that's frightening. Can't tell you how frightening that is. Really fast. Just at the end of the first lap. Yeah, he's out. Cool, he hasn't had a great start, has he? A warning, then an exclusion, and a big crash.
Yep, and it is...
Good to see him up. He's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy.
That's great to see. Vaclav Milik, brilliant. He waves to the crowd as well. And again, I have to repeat, Kelv, thank goodness for an air fence there.
Well, funnily enough, Tony Briggs, I was speaking to him he's the actual guy that makes them and produces them. I was talking to him about some improvements to the air fences in the future this morning at breakfast. And I was saying to him that you're never going to take the risk away from the sport, but crikey, it's never been safer out there in that regard, you know, with the air fences. And, you know, that high-speed incident without an air fence, that young man wouldn't be walking back to the pits with his dad.
Spectacular spill.
Vasilich Senior on the left side of him, rode with him, good rider himself.
Welcome to Grand Prix Speedway. But, yeah, here's the incident again. On one of the fastest parts of the track.
Yeah, well, they were really going for it there. And as I say, no brakes on a Speedway bike. And of course, when he comes off the throttle now, the bike actually accelerates, and fortunately, it gets away from him. But you're right, Nige, if there'd been no airbag there, I doubt he would have got up from that.
Yeah.
Look at that ragdoll, just boom.
And he's walked away from this, folks.
Yeah, good news. Good news.
There you go. It's good to see. And hopefully he'll be okay to go at his next race, but he's getting a standing ovation.
You can clearly see the championship positions there. Saifutinov in 8th place. He's vulnerable there, and Saifutinov has been going the wrong way. His form has not been strong, and so he needs to put in a massive performance. Zagar, unfortunately for him, missed his home Grand Prix with concussion. But he needs to go great guns tonight. And Nicky Pedersen, who very much wants to be part of the Grand Prix Series next season, he needs a very strong performance.
Yep, big night with everything to race for. Riders are under the 2 minutes time allowance now. There's half a minute gone of that already. But Niels Christian Iversen in blue, we know we'll see him next year in the Grand Prix, of course, after that great performance in the Grand Prix Challenge, where he's booked his place for next year.
Yeah.
Jason Doyle here has had a really good return to form over the last month or so, Calvin. It's been good to see.
Brilliant to see. The last 2 Grand Prix, he scored 33 points. Fantastic form, found points hard to come by in the early stages. Pressure of being world champion, he's been quite open about that. But recently, the win in the Golden Helmet in the Czech Republic last weekend, the Grand Prix recently, he has been flying.
Certainly has. So Pedersen, Iversen, no rider off 3, and Jason Doyle off the outside gate here, heat number 2 in Torun in the Marianne Rose Motoarena. The 9th straight year that the Grand Prix has been here. 2010 was the first year here. It certainly is.
Here we go.
A bit chilly outside now in the October air, but I'm sure the action is going to warm everybody up for sure. Heat number 2, 3rd time of asking. Star Marshal giving them up to tapes once again, and we're about ready for action this time. Here we go. Battle between the Danes off the inside, but what will Doyle do now? Watch out for Doyle in yellow. He's got the banking and going high around the outside. Jason Doyle now going into turn 3. I'll tell you what, that outside run and the banking is working a treat here. Iversen has that lead. He won't make it easy for Doyle. There's just a bit of room there. He left it enough room. Fair play to Niels Christian Iversen. He left Doyle just enough racing room.
Brilliant.
And the reigning champion has the lead now.
He has. Doyle winding it on, determined to get to the front. Iversen left him just about enough room to get to the front. Doyle, who rides for Torun in the Extra Liga, knows the place like the back of his hand. He's had 1 or 2 bad crashes here as well. Hasn't always had fond memories of this particular track. Looking good out in front. Iversen sharp away from the tapes. Pedersen desperately wants to get amongst the bigger points.
And Iversen a Torun rider as well, of course.
Yes.
So we have 2 Torun favourites in front here. And Nicky Pedersen is gaining ground on his fellow countryman. Pedersen in red goes high and wide into the dirt. Down to the finish line we go. It's Jason Doyle. Niels Christian Iversen in 2nd spot there. That was a smashing ride from Doyle from the outside gate. There is encouragement there for riders out wide, looking to get the drive, and it worked well there for Jason Doyle on that occasion. Nicely done.
Very nicely done, and Jason is back to his best. I do believe he'll be a little disappointed that the season's coming to an end because he's riding so well.
Yes, Doyle, Iversen, Pedersen, 3 riders only in that one. And of course you have to bear in mind that Niels missed the Speedway of Nations because of that shoulder that was still troubling him from last season.
Wow.
But Jason Doyle, yeah, great form continues.
Yeah, great to see. You know, he's a smashing lad, and he rode so well over the last 2 seasons, but found it tough at the beginning of the year. Again, electing immediately to go high and wide. Iversen good away from gate 2. Pedersen trying to stop the run of Doyle down the back straight, but can't. Iversen then, here we see again from the tapes, round the inside. And then Doyle comes charging on. It's tight as they complete the first lap. I mean, as they go over the start and finish line, there is not a lot of racing room here, but Iversen just about gives Doyle enough room, and Doyle winds it on. And as they go down the back straight for the 2nd time, Doyle then does stamp his authority on the heat. Just about. I mean, it's tight. Look how tight that is. Yeah. Breathe in, everybody.
That's great Speedway,
It's
though.
Fantastic. Fair, hard, but fair.
Brilliant from Iversen.
Proper Speedway.
Yeah,
proper
superb.
Speedway. A respect between the 2 riders. Doyle starts in fine style.
Yeah, good to see him back at his best. And if he can just find the right setup and start next season strongly, you wouldn't rule out a 2nd world title for Jason Doyle.
He's got it in him, Nigel.
Yeah.
I do believe so.
Jack Holder watching on, Chris's brother. Jack, of course, injured in the playoffs last week, riding for Somerset at Poole, along with Brady Kurtz. So we wish the injured boys all the very best. Przemysław Pawlicki going off the inside here. Then it's Mati Zegar, the Slovenian. Gate 3 is Martin Vasilich, the Slovakian. And Artem Laguta, the Russian, is going off the outside gate.
Yeah, quite a mix. Yeah. And
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan indeed. And Artem Laguta, who started the series very well, has faded somewhat after the Speedway of Nations, but he's just outside the top 8 on 77 World Championship points. He's in a real tussle with his compatriot Sayfutinov. Big night for Laguta, needs a big start from gate 4.
Vasilich would love another big performance just to give a nudge to the selectors who make the decision for calls on next year's series as well. Big race in many ways. Every race has got something riding on it. And it's a good start from Zagar from gate number 2 in blue. Watch out as Laguta tries the inside switch. Brilliant from Laguta. Absolutely brilliant. And second place is Zagar. Vasilich is third in white. The man in red, though, Pavlitsky, moved to the start, and it cost him Kelf.
It did indeed. He penalised himself, and that's why the red lights didn't come on. Smashing move in the first corner from Laguta. You won't see him now. He's fast in front. Super stuff. Zagar riding hard in second. Vasilich pushing in third place, and Pavlitsky, unfortunately, is tailed off in fourth place. But Artem Laguta, this is exactly what he needs. He is setting or throwing the gauntlet down to Saifutinov, who we've yet to see. Looking good in front, Artem Laguta.
Yes, he will move on to 80 points with this, 2 ahead of Emil Saifutinov, his fellow countryman, and he'll move into the top 8 places now. Artem Laguta will be desperate to stay there, because that'll do him for next year. And look at the margin of victory here. He is dominating heat number 3 in Torun. Artem Laguta of Russia in the yellow helmet. Mati Zagar second spot, and Vasilich was third in that one. But Artem Laguta is now in the top 8, and as things stand in next year's Grand Prix series. Big ride.
Very big ride, and he's really rode very nicely there indeed. And that first corner move really sealed the win, didn't it? He just made that move back to the inside and fired himself to the front. And once he got there, he had plenty of speed.
Laguta, Zagar, Vasilich, Pavlitsky. As Ty Woffenden takes to the track for the first time now. Heat number 4. He needs 12 points to become world champion for the 3rd time. But here's the start and the early stages of Heat 3.
Yeah, the action's in the first corner here with Zagar and Vasilich going wide. And that opens the door for Artem to come charging up the inside. A nice move. Makes the right call. We're looking at the back of Vasilich coming out of gate 3 to the first turn. Zagar takes him wide. That leaves that opportunity there with Laguta realising he wasn't going to get round the outside, and he had a nice run down the inside and fired himself to the front. Good battle for second place between Zagar and Vasilich, but Zagar on that outside, that little bit more grip there wide. That's not usually the case. It normally takes a little bit longer before they start running up the banking, but good start for Artem there.
Yeah, I can tell you, by the way, Ty Woffenden has just taken a big, deep breath as he came to the track.
I think I would as well.
And he was just having some work done on his bike from his mechanics, and as he just stood there, he took a deep breath. And he's off gate number 2. He's seen his rival for the title carve up his opening race and beat Hancock, Lindgren, Janowski. Smarslik went from last to first, and Woffenden's target remains the same as it did the moment he left Tetero a fortnight ago. 12 points for the title. Holder, who won the world title here in this stadium in 2012. Ty Woffenden off 2. Emil Saifutinov desperate for points for a top 8 spot. Gate 3 wide. And Daniel Kaczmarek, the wild card, very popular rider here in Torun. He goes off the outside gate. This is the first appearance of the night of Great Britain's Ty Woffenden off gate number 2.
Indeed it is. He's had to wait patiently in the pits. After heat number 1, of course, with Smarslik winning, well, he would have just had to remain focused. Here we go, time to do the business.
Here we go, heat number 4, and it's a good start from Chris Holder off the inside gate. Now will Woffenden go high into the banking? He has gone wide. Holder's taking him wide. Saifutinov up the inside, and Woffenden takes the lead. Woffenden into turns 3 and 4. What a response after seeing his rival win his opening ride. The British fans are going wild here. Ty Woffenden down that back straight from Emil Saifutinov in second, Chris Holder in third, and Kaczmarek, the wild card, is at the back.
Super stuff from Woffenden out in front, showing great composure. Rode that first lap absolutely perfectly. Got the better of Holder. Saifutinov now has come nicely through into second place, where Woffenden is in charge here. He now runs up the banking. Saifutinov just following. Not easy to overtake in these opening races. Into the last lap. Woffenden having to wait patiently in the pits for heat number 4 with all the delays. Coming up with a super opening ride.
What a start to the night for Ty Woffenden of Great Britain. Loads of British fans in the crowd tonight. They're jubilant. Woffenden is 9 points off being world champion for the 3rd time. Smarslik wins, Woffenden matches it, and his target is down by 3 points to 9 points for the world title. Number 3 for Ty Woffenden.
Brilliant ride for Ty Woffenden. All those delays, it really was a long time for him to wait after heat number 1, but there's no question that Woffenden had the composure. Brilliant opening lap. And from that moment on, there really was only one winner.
Woffenden the winner then, and we have seen wins for Jason Doyle, Ty Woffenden, Bartosz Smarslik and Artem Laguta. And Britain's Ty Woffenden is 9 points from being world champion. What a start from Woffenden.
Wow, that was more like it, wasn't he? He was sharp away from the tapes. He was right there, and the move down the back straight and into the bottom corner was just exactly what he needed. Tapes up in heat number 4. As I said, this had to wait a long time. You know, there's been a few restarts in heat 2 and 3, so, you know, not ideal at all, and this was great stuff from him. Saifutinov coming up the inside as well. Holder made him work for it, you know. He had to really wind it on. And once he hit the front, in truth, there was only one winner, but he did it in style. So terrific for Ty, and of course now that requirement is down to 9 points. You see what it means to him. Absolutely everything. He's on the verge, isn't he? He really is. That win 2 weeks ago in Tetra, you cannot underestimate how important that was. That was a fabulous performance, one of guts and determination. And to come out and win his first ride in heat number 4, can't do better than that. And we've got Greg Hancock coming up, who probably won't get third in the world now. Nicky Pedersen, you know. Nicky Pedersen, to convince the organisers for a pick, needs a really big night. First race, third place, probably needs to do better than that.
Top 8, the Russians are level, 80 points apiece. Saifutinov and Laguta. Zagar is on 75. Dudek, of course, won't add to those 84 points in 7th place.
Well, he'll drop out, won't he? So, you know, we know that one wild card's gone. Dudek, he will get one.
You've got to put him in.
Yeah, got to put him in. Obviously, that actually helps Saifutinov and Laguta, because Dudek is only going one way. He can't improve. So the fact is that opens it up a little bit for one of those riders. Zagar potentially might do something here, but he's going to have a tremendous run. But it's exciting times, there's no doubt about that.
Yep, superb stuff. So we're into the second round of heats here in Torun tonight, with heats 5 to 8 coming up right here. Nicky Pedersen just making his way round to the start line now. Here we go then with heat number 5 of the Torun FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, where it's Daniel Kaczmarek off the inside gate, the wild card. Greg Hancock, gate 2 in blue. Nicky Pedersen, gate 3 in white. 7 world titles between gates 2 and 3 here. And Martin Vasilich going off the outside in yellow.
He is indeed, and Daniel Kaczmarek, the wild card, just a little outpaced in his opening ride, probably a baptism of fire for the youngster, but he goes from the inside gate. Can he improve? Nicky Pedersen has to. Greg Hancock, with his cause, looks to be a little bit too much for a medal. I think he's done very well to make sure he's going to be around in 2019, that's for sure. But a medal this season, he may need a little bit of help from some of his competitors, I think, for that to happen. And Martin Vasilich, well, again, a difficult season with injury problems, but the win in Gorzev was truly an outstanding achievement.
Yep, here we go then, heat number 5 it is, here in Torun. Jesper Steenthoff, the referee, with his finger on the button. Here we go. It's a good start from Hancock from gate 2 in blue, a typical Greg Hancock start. Now what can Pedersen do around the outside? Kaczmarek is there in red, but Pedersen's come around. Watch out for Vasilich now in yellow. He's using the banking, he's gone so high, but Hancock is riding a nice line, and Vasilich has come around the outside of Kaczmarek now for 3rd place, but Pedersen is 2nd. Hancock has the advantage, and now Vasilich looks to have plenty of speed as he tries to close the gap on Nicky Pedersen in 2nd.
Yeah, fabulous stuff from Greg Hancock, who got beaten up in heat number 1. He has responded superbly well, as he often does. Got away from gate number 2 and looks quick in front. They've tweaked that bike, looks quicker this time. Pedersen's riding strongly, but he's going to have to, because Vasilich is winding it on in 3rd. Not a tremendous amount of overtaking opportunities at this stage, but into the last lap, got to say that Hancock has ridden really nicely here. Classy ride from the American.
Yep, meanwhile, riders are in the pits walking up to the bikes for the next race, which will include Ty Woffenden. But here, heat 5, great ride, Greg Hancock. 2nd place, Nicky Pedersen. 3rd, Martin Vasilich. And Daniel Kaczmarek, the wild card here, not making the same impact as we've seen from wild cards before, including, of course, Adrian Mudzinski. Remember that, Kelf?
I do indeed. He came out and won the night, so That was an extraordinary performance that evening, but for Kaczmarek tonight, I think he's finding it really just a touch too much for him so far, but be a wonderful experience he'll reflect on.
Yep,
I'm sure he'll be keen
second,
to pick up a point.
Vasilich third and Kaczmarek at the back. The wildcard, so no points from 2 rides for him so far. Finding life tough, and the riders are already out on the track for heat number 6, which includes Woofenden in red. Can he take his target down even more in the next one?
Every opportunity, plenty of discussion with Woofenden on the back straight. Looking at the replays of the previous race, of course, Hancock dominated throughout. Fabulous start from the American. It's a great way to bounce back after failing to score in your opening ride. Superb ride from him. Pedersen looking a little more competitive. Vasilich coming through in 3rd place. So, yeah, a lovely ride from Greg out in front, and he'll be chuffed with that. A remarkable man, 4-time world champion, 48 years of age, still doing it at the very highest level.
Fantastic.
Fantastic,
Yep.
Exactly.
Great respect for Greg.
Can't
Super
not
nice
have.
guy as well, of course. What a career he's had, and he's still going strong. Great stuff from
No
Greg.
signs of retirement either.
Never.
Will he be riding at 50? You've asked that question once or twice.
I don't see why not.
When you ride like that, but here we go. Championship leader back up at tapes.
Ty Woofenden of Great Britain then, inside gate in red here of heat number 6. He is 9 points away from being crowned world champion. That is if Smarslik stays unbeaten. Any points that Smarslik drops, the target comes down. But Woofenden just worried about himself here. Inside gate red, gate 2 blue, Przemysław Pawlicki. Gate 3, Freddy Lenguin, who was Woofenden's nearest rival in the first half of the season. And Václav Milik, a miracle that he's actually back out here after piling into the air fence in his last outing.
Staggering, isn't it? But he's there, he's off the outside. Woofenden inside. Freddy Lenguin, well, you know Freddy's not going to do him any favours, that's for sure. He's going to make Ty work very hard for it. Here we go, championship on the line once again.
Yes, inside gate for Woofenden. Here we go, the green light is on. Oh, Pawlicki again has just moved a little bit, but Woofenden has made the start. Now Woofenden has that lead. Ty Woofenden has the advantage. Lenguin second. Watch out for Milik in yellow. Milik charges up the inside. Woofenden has the race under control. Lenguin is high and wide, and now Milik comes through into second, but it's all about Woofenden up top here.
Brilliant start from Woofenden off the inside. Freddy Lenguin now replaced the compliment to Václav Milik. Look at Woofenden out in front. He is doing the business. He's going to win the championship tonight for sure. Superb stuff off the inside. Dominating his heat, second ride in heat number 6. Lenguin trying to charge after him, but you just sense that Woofenden got a little bit too much for the opposition. Superb ride again.
Well, he's got his gating gloves on tonight, all right, Ty Woofenden. He can do no more than this. And whilst he's winning races, it does not matter what Bartosz Smarslik is doing. Turns 3 and 4. Great Britain's Ty Woofenden has halved his target from 12 at the start, now only 6 points away from world title number 3. Woofenden edges ever closer, and significantly, Kelv, 6 points means that he's only 2 or 3 points away from giving himself an extra ride in the semi-final.
Yeah, superb effort again from Woofenden. Such great composure, came out meaning business in his first ride in heat 4. Heat number 6, off the inside, the championship leader does the business.
Pawlicki moving at the start again.
Well, that's been the story of the season for him. He's undermined his own potential by moving too often, quite clearly finding Grand Prix Championship Speedway too tough this year. He'll be back. He's a professional. He'll desperately come back. He'll grow from the experience. But Woofenden just on the verge of a 3rd world title.
So we strike off 3 more points.
I like your system there. It's a little analog.
It's analog, yeah.
But it's working.
It's a pen and paper, and I've struck off 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're down to 6.
We're halfway there. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Down to fingers and thumbs now.
Well done. I took a lot of thought. I'm impressed. Here we see it again. Woofenden off the inside, dominating the first corner. Lenguin working hard in second place. 3 abreast they were as they went into the bottom corner on the opening lap. Was really quite electrifying. Milik looked quick here initially, but Lenguin then winds on the style and gets up the inside of the Czech Republic man. But that man from Great Britain doing the business. 6 points to his name, unbeaten so far. How much longer have we got to wait?
Just so cool as well, so calm.
Well, when you're winning races like that, I can understand why.
Smarslik now in the yellow helmet is going off the outside gate here. And we know that he likes the outside run, Bartosz Smarslik, but So far, so good for Ty Woofenden on 130 Grand Prix points now. Smarslik is on 117. Woofenden, of course, hasn't said a word to the media all week. It's been silence from the Woofenden camp. Zagar off the inside, Holder off 2, Everson off 3. Smarslik surely from the outside will fancy the run here towards the victory line.
Yeah, he'll have to have a real go. He does the option, of course, if he doesn't get there, he can turn back to the inside and square the corner off, get up the inside. He's the form rider, of course. He's got everything, but again, Woofenden has thrown the gauntlet down to him. Mate, you've got to keep winning races because I'm coming for the championship, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and he meets Woofenden in Heat 11, his next outing here. And away they go from the start. It's a good one from Holder on the inside gate. Knows this track very well. Zagar's there as well, but Smarslik's coming. Smarslik's coming. Oh, he's on the inside! What a move from Bartosz Smarslik. Chopped up the inside as Holder up top was worried about Zagar and Everson, and now they're chasing hard after Bartosz Smarslik.
Wow, what an opening lap again. He's not getting away from the tapes at all well, but crikey, he is pulling the moves on the opening lap. Split the opposition and fired himself to the front. Everson coming on strong in second. Holder looks threatening in third. And Zagar, well, that's disappointment for him. He's out the back, but Smarslik, to his eternal credit, wow, he's riding well tonight. Winding it on out in front.
Yep, it'll still be a 10-point gap with Woofenden winning heats tonight. And a reminder, in their next outing, heat number 11, Smarslik is alongside Woofenden on the starting grid.
Wow.
Woofenden will be off 4, Smarslik will be off 3, but Smarslik hasn't dropped a point tonight. Brilliant from the pole.
Yes.
Niels Christian Everson second, and Chris Holder in third place. But what again from that man, Smarslik punching the air.
What a first lap again from Smarslik. He was all over the place in the first corner, but it opened up beautifully down the back straight. Had his wheels in line, punches the air. This is quite a head-to-head battle we've got going on here tonight. Top 2 in the world, unbeaten so far, and they clash in their next outing. Can't wait.
Absolutely, but again, Kelf, even if Smarslik wins it and Woofenden finishes second, it's only 4 more points for Woofenden. He's just edging closer, isn't he?
Look, let's not beat about the bush. Woofenden is in the driving seat, but what drama we've got tonight.
He's having to work for it.
Absolutely right, and Smarslik, well, he's making him work, both unbeaten.
Yeah, very much so. Here we go with heat number 8 now, and Janowski is in the red helmet colour here. And of course, mathematical confirmation that Bartosz is now the silver medalist at least. That's why I was punching the air and he was so delighted. But again, the front 2 were worried about each other there, Kelvin.
Yes.
Smarslik just nipped up the inside and picked the pocket.
He did indeed, and it'd be interesting to see what he actually got for picking the pockets of the riders in front of him. Here we see it now, with Zagar running wide and slamming the door shut. And it was Zagar looking relegated to the back, was tough for him, but then Smarslik dominated the race for the next 3 laps. Holder there in third place. Zagar will be disappointed for being right there initially, but then quite clearly, and the team obviously realising that at least second place in the championship is secured. A great effort, silver medal after a disappointing start. It's not too bad. I think the belief to be world champion, possibly a little thin, but he's winning races, enjoying the night.
Again, you know, he won't go away. Woofenden won't go away. They've been brilliant. But they keep winning heats, both riders. But it's Woofenden who could well be rewarded for his wonderful form earlier in the season. Look at this for a lineup. Janowski off the inside is currently, what, 3 points behind Freddy Lenguin in the battle for bronze. Jason Doyle off gate 2, Artem Laguta against Emil Sayfutdinov. They're alongside each other and they're level on 80 points each. Sayfutdinov in 8th, Laguta on 9th.
Brilliant lineup,
Top
isn't
8
it?
qualify for next year. There you go.
So much to race for here, that's for sure.
Just a little bit. Here we go. Heat number 8.
Oh,
A
Doyle!
little nibble there, definitely. And now Janowski has that lead, and the Russians are going to try and charge through on Doyle. And Laguta! Brilliant! He has the lead. Sayfutdinov is second in yellow. They were teammates in the World Pairs. They won the World Pairs Championship, but their opponents here.
Doyle.
And here comes Doyle up the inside. He knows his track very well, of course. Doyle second. Sayfutdinov just avoids Janowski in the end.
Thought they were coming down there. Laguta riding out of his skin in front. Sayfutdinov now repaying the compliment. Doyle back up the inside. It's going to get tied into turn 1. Laguta's superb once he hits the front. All sorts of speed. Look at Doyle pushing Sayfutdinov for all he's worth. The Russian having to respond. Emil Sayfutinov also desperate for a top 8 finish tonight, but Leguta's got this, Nigel, riding supremely well in front.
Yeah, Leguta looking really comfortable and really quick here. He's got the race under control, and Leguta is going to move on to 83 points, a point ahead of Sayfutinov, and moves into the top 8 again. Leguta is in the all-important top 8, which guarantees you a spot in next year's series. If I am getting a bit repetitive, just bear in mind that people might just be flicking in and out of the Speedway tonight, so we do try and just emphasise the importance of every particular race and every particular mathematical permutation. So bear with us, Speedway fans. I know you're probably aware of what's happening, but we are trying to keep everybody updated around the world tonight. Broadcasters around the world taking this action. Leguta, Sayfutinov, Doyle and Janowski of finishing order. So far, it's the top 2 in the world who lead the Grand Prix. 6 points apiece. Leguta's unbeaten as well. Ty Woffenden now 6 points off the World Championship.
Well, another superb ride from Leguta. Can't deny this. He's come here and he's meant business. Doyle a little nervous on the start line there with a bit of a jump, but the race is allowed to continue because he kind of penalised himself. He comes through and it was you can see there quite clearly, he drops the clutch a little early, but the referee doesn't pull it back. It'd be interesting to see if he gets a warning, quite possibly will do. And around the inside, Sayfutinov, but it's Artem Leguta. Leguta unbeaten, joining the top 2 in the world, unbeaten so far this evening. Sayfutinov and Jason Doyle having a real scrap for second place. And here we see it again with Jason Doyle having to work hard. Sayfutinov just can't get to his compatriot. Got to say that Artem Leguta tonight looks really intent on making that top 8, very keen to retain his Grand Prix career. Comes back into the series after quite an absence. Was all too much for him initially, but that's a good way to start, unbeaten so far.
Yeah, great stuff here in Torun tonight. Terrific crowd enjoying themselves. Smarslik on it, Woffenden on it. This is what it's all about.
It is.
Brilliant night of Speedway. One not to be missed. And
not easy to overtake at the moment.
No.
It's a little slick because they're running up the banking, and on the inside it's a little greasy. So, but the racing is hot and fast, and of course all the different permutations that are unfolding after the first 2 lots of heats. Of course, that's keeping everybody on the edge of their seats. And the Poles, of course, were delighted with the 2 rides from Smarslik. So far, that man, Woffenden, has done the business.
Woffenden looks the coolest man in Torun tonight. Very calm, very collected. And meets Smarslik in heat 11. We will hype that up, of course we will. You've got Doyle and Vasilich in the race as well. It's fantastic. But we're up to heat number 9 here in Torun. It's the Torun FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, and heat 9 is next. Here we go then, heat number 9 in Torun. Václav Milik, the injury replacement, going off the inside in red. Emil Sayfutinov needs points here. He's a point behind Leguta in the battle for the top 8. Then it's Greg Hancock off gate 3 in white, and Mati Zegar, the Slovenian, going off the outside gate in yellow.
Yeah, again, another tense race, of course, coming up. Sayfutinov, who needs to win here, really. Needs to keep the pressure on Leguta and keep pushing towards the top 8. Hasn't been spectacular on his return to the Grand Prix. The last 2 seasons hasn't managed to win a Grand Prix. Not quite the same rider we saw in his first efforts at Grand Prix level, that's for sure. Has won 2 European Championships in the meantime, but on his return to the series, probably, arguably, a touch disappointing. But there's no doubt that he is a hugely talented rider, there's no doubt about that. Well, Greg Hancock always is just extraordinary, he just keeps winning races. Seems like he's never ever going to stop doing that. Zegar on the outside, he wants a big ride now.
Yep. So, here we go then with heat number 9. And Hancock is the man in white here. 10 tries, and we're away for the first time, and Milik's made a beauty off the inside gate. Now Sayfutinov goes wide, and Greg Hancock just nips up the inside. Takes wide Milik, no room there for Václav Milik. It's Hancock who's got the lead nicely now. Václav Milik is in red, and Sayfutinov has gone to the back. Disaster for Sayfutinov in the battle to get his place booked for next season's series.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's an awful first lap for the Russian. And he's going to have some hard yards there. He's going to really have to turn it on. Greg Hancock, after failing to score in heat 1, Well, this looks like it could be his second consecutive win. Terrific stuff from the American from gate 3. Milik was there, really there in the first corner, but Greg squeezed him down the back straight. And that relegated the Czech Republic man to second place. Agar third, Saifutinov at the back. Greg Hancock, wow, what can you say? Doing the business again in front.
Yeah, looking superb here, Greg. Started with a 0, but he's going to make it 6 points from 3 rides, which will do him nicely here.
Yeah.
Good ride from Greg Hancock in the white helmet colour. Worked hard early on, and that was all about the experience and knowledge that Greg Hancock has under his belt from years of being a top professional speedway rider. That was brilliant the way he worked hard early on, Kelf.
It was indeed. It was exactly that, showing tremendous experience and desire. And a clever move on the first corner with Milik actually doing a great effort initially away from the tapes, but Greg Hancock, after the disappointment of his opening ride, picks up 2 wins after that. Brilliant.
Yep, with Zagar third and Saifutinov at the back. That's a poor result for Emil. Such a popular rider, and you know, when you go to any Grand Prix, you see a lot of Emil Saifutinov clothing, because wherever we go, Emil Saifutinov is a popular rider. But whether he'll appear in next year's Grand Prix series, well, is now in doubt.
It's up for debate, that's for sure. Great first corner from Hancock. Let's see it again. He's out of gate number 3. On the inside, Milik makes a great start, and he pushes Saifutinov wide. That opens the door up, and Hancock creeps around that inside, then squeezes Milik down the back straight and fires himself to the front. While all that was going on, unfortunately for Saifutinov, coming out of gate number 2, finds himself in trouble, and he's out the back and can't land a blow. And Emil now, well, he is languishing outside the top 8 and remains on 82 points, and Leguta's got a ride in hand over him. But for Greg Hancock, well, he just keeps, he's now on 99 points. He's level with Janowski, you know. He is a remarkable man. Still believing, he's still believing.
He won't go away in the battle for bronze, and Freddy Lenguin, by the way, is out in this race. Lenguin is third right now on 102. Janowski and Hancock are on 99 apiece. And we have Lenguin going off the outside gate in this one. Artem Leguta, the man you just saw in the red helmet there, is unbeaten tonight and is super quick, riding brilliantly. Here's the standings. Wolfenden leads by 10 points, but still needs 6 more to be mathematically certain of a world title. Smarsnik second, Lenguin 102. He is 3 ahead of Matsei Janowski, who needs a bit of magic tonight now.
Yeah.
Leguta from Pedersen off gate 2 in blue, Holder off gate 3 in white, and Lenguin going off the outside in yellow. Here we go, another big race coming up, another race of huge significance. This is heat number 10, folks. And away from the start, Leguta has made a nice one from the inside gate. Watch out here for Lenguin charging up the inside. They're all punching up down the back straight, and Pedersen now. Watch out for Pedersen in blue. He's decided to go mid-track now and try and cut up the inside, but Leguta is under pressure now. That was a good move from Nicky Pedersen. Third is Freddy Lenguin, and Chris Holder's at the back, but Leguta, Kelv, is looking super quick.
Yeah, sharp away from the tapes again, Artem. And he's got some speed in front. Nicky Pedersen coming on strongly in second place. He knows how important it is for him to put on a big display. Lenguin, this is not what he wanted. He would have wanted a win here. This is an opportunity for Janowski coming out in the next race. But Artem Leguta, after seeing Saifutinov drop points in the previous race, what a way to respond. Leguta now out in front. He's going to move on to 9 points and remain unbeaten. That's an excellent effort from him.
Yeah, Leguta riding superbly here in red, and it's going to put him onto, as you say, 89.7 clear of Emil Saifutinov in the battle for the top 8. That is a huge ride from Artem Leguta, because Saifutinov has only got 2 more rides guaranteed, and he's on 4 from 3. Leguta is already 1 foot in the semi-finals and will probably make it with 3 race wins under his belt, and it is now a tall order for Emil Saifutinov to get into the top 8 for next season, although of course there is a way through for him, because he may well overhaul Patrick Dudek with a couple of points.
It may save him. It may just save him. But Artem Leguta, he's come here, he's meant business, and is riding out of the top draw. There's no question about that. Emil Saifutinov may just see that the injury to Patrick Dudek may come to his rescue, but again, far from convincing so far. But for that man, Artem Leguta, 3 out of 3, 9 points to his name. He's in the semi-finals already. Terrific work. Tough first corner. Freddy Lenguin desperately trying to get up the inside. But Artem there on the red helmet colour, gate number 1. Brilliant stuff from him. And Freddy, well, he drops a couple of points, so opportunities now for Janowski to try and respond and close in on third place, with the Swedish man just unable to get himself to the front this time. But for that man, well, we're seeing the real Artem. Artem's back, the man that started the season like a house on fire. He's ending it like a house on fire as well. Terrific.
Yep. Now, Ty Woffinden can technically win the world title here. His wife, Faye, daughter, Riley Crew, in the crowd with his in-laws, and his mum's here, Sue.
Yeah, so his mum earlier.
Yeah, he can win the world title here. If Zmarzlik finishes last and Woffinden wins, that means he's the world champion, because it will be 3 points off his target for winning the race and 3 more points off his target for Zmarzlik finishing last. Every point Zmarzlik drops is a point less for Ty to worry about, and every point he scores is a point less for him to worry about. But technically here, the battle surely for Woffinden off gate number 4 is to try and get the drop on Zmarzlik somehow, some way. But Zmarzlik will have a lot to say about that. It is a wonderful lineup. Jason Doyle off the inside in red. Gate 2 blue is Martin Vasilich. Gate number 3 is Bartosz Zmarzlik in white. And off the outside is Ty Woffinden. What an atmosphere here.
Here we go.
It is electric here in the Marianne Rose Motoarena. Loads of British fans here, and of course packed with Poles. Here we go! Woffinden just had a little nibble there, you feel. Woffinden now is going to have to go wide as Zmarzlik has the lead. Bartosz Zmarzlik has that advantage now. Down the back straight they go. Woffinden is going high into the dirt, but I'm sure Doyle will do that as well. Woffinden tries the inside run now. Here comes Woffinden up the inside. Woffinden charging hard up the inside of Jason Doyle. Woffinden tries the white line, and now he's second behind Zmarzlik, but Doyle's coming back for more. Here comes Jason Doyle. The battle is well and truly on here. Zmarzlik with a great lead. He's riding out of his skin here.
Indeed he is.
Oh! Dear.
Exactly that. Throws it away.
He's hurt.
Turns the bike inside out.
He's hurt.
Dramatic scenes here now. The championship on the line. Woffinden will be out of the race for sure. Very awkward moment there for Woffinden, who's going backwards at one stage. Oh. An unbelievable battle between Doyle, the outgoing world champion, and Ty Woffinden. Wow, that was unexpected.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? He'll be excluded, I'm sure.
Oh, he has to be.
But can he continue?
Well, that's the big question. If he can't, wow.
Crowder holding the breath here. He's landed awkwardly. I have to say, Kelv, it could have been worse the way he landed, but he's hurt. And are they calling for an ambulance? Not yet. Let's see it again, Kelv.
Yeah, Doyle's got the better of him. He turns really hard, and the back tyre just lets go, and he goes backwards and then snaps around awkward because he's with the bike. You see it now, he's up the inside. He's trying to replay the compliment, but he has to really turn the bike. The bike then whiplashes underneath him, and he's gone down heavily on the shoulder, possibly popped his shoulder.
He's up. Woffinden is up and walking away.
Wow.
He's out of the race, though. They'll have to do it again.
Just a little greasy there on the inside of the track. Oh, he's given the handlebars a good thump with the helmet as well. All wrapped up with the bike. He's lucky to get up from that, you know. He is lucky to get up from that. Exclusion light on. But, wow.
Thank goodness for that.
Well, that just makes it just a little bit more tense and nervous. Out of nowhere, we've got real drama.
Yep, and if Zmarzlik now goes and wins the rerun, the lead is down to 7 points. It's not done yet, folks.
No, it isn't.
Not done yet. Even a point for Woffinden there would have just left him needing 5 for the title.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
Still another twist or two here, Kelv.
And Doyle was working hard there, fairly racing him. Didn't do anything naughty at all.
It was a good race.
It was a super race, got the better of Woffinden. And just as they went into the first corner there, turned the bike hard, concerned for Woffinden. Good to see him up and about. Quite clearly, they'll need to just settle him down in the pits.
Great to see Greg and Emil just checking on him. He's having a bit of a giggle. That's good to see, because I'll tell you what, that could have been so much worse, Kelv, the way he was getting off the bike there.
He got away with that, Nige, because he was all wrapped up with his Speedway bike, and there's no doubt that it could have been an awful lot worse. He probably a touch winded and a little bit of shock involved, but good to see him walking back with a smile on his face. and he's going to be able to take his place in his next two rides. It's not gone, but it's just making it that little bit more hard, isn't it? That bit tougher, just straightened up momentarily there. Then had to put the brakes on. What I mean by putting the brakes on, he had to turn by the bike harder than he wanted. You watch the bike, just straightens there.
Oh.
And then he knows he's going to run in the side of Doyle because Doyle's got the better of him. He really had to turn the bike hard to scrub the speed off, and it took him by surprise. And he's lucky to get away with it. Back tyres let go on him. He's going backwards there. Going backwards, that's unbelievable. And there, he's all wrapped up the bike, a heavy fall, but one that he got away with. Touch fortunate there.
Wow, his family watching on. Oh dear.
Father-in-law, brother-in-law, wife, baby, all there together. Wow, what are they going through now? I mean, that's just agony for the family.
Pure sporting drama. Smarslick is looking immaculate tonight.
He is indeed.
Can anybody stop him? He is absolutely flying.
Well, Doyle could. Doyle's looking good. Got to say
You think he can stop Smarslick?
I think if he hits the front, it'll be tough. I think he'll be very keen to try and lower Smarslick's colours, but I agree with you, Nige. It's a great opportunity for Smarslick to heap more pressure on Woofenden, that's for sure. An opportunity for him, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And Bartos has got to do it all again. So that is a test in itself for the young Pole. Doyle off the inside in red. Gate 2 in blue is Martin Vasilich. Gate 3 in white is Bartos Smarslick, and all Woofenden can hope is that Smarslick drops a point or two here.
You know, this sport is quite remarkable, you know. It was all going smoothly, wasn't it? Unbeaten so far, and then out of nowhere, we get that dramatic fall. All of a sudden, Smarslick with an opportunity to close in on Woofenden. Can he do it?
The Smarslick camp will have their hopes raised again here. Away from the start they go. Vasilik's made a good one. Watch out for Smarslick now. Going high into the dirt. He's going to breeze around the outside here. Is he going to make it look easy? There you go. Smarslick is a man on a mission. He is absolutely flying here tonight. He has the lead, looking good and looking in complete control going into lap 2.
Brilliant stuff from Smarslick, elected to go wide immediately. Got the better of the opposition. Vasilich hanging on to second place with Doyle charging in her third. This is the opportunity we were talking about, and Smarslick has grasped it with both hands. Out in front, barring mechanical problems, he's going to pick up another win, remain unbeaten, close the lead in the championship down to 7 points. We've got a drama night on here, that's for sure.
Yeah, Woofenden will still need 6 points. He's got a guarantee of 2 rides to come. And Peter Adams said before the meeting, Woofenden's manager, Smarslick can go through the card tonight. He's capable of 21, and he's showing it. He is absolutely flying, and hopes
Wow.
revived for the pole.
Can you believe what we're seeing?
He's back in the game.
He has indeed. Was going so smoothly for Woofenden, and then suddenly that dramatic fall gives the opportunity to Smarslick to respond, and he does. He's unbeaten. He's on 9 with Artem Laguta. Wow, what can Woofenden do now?
Well, the fact that Woofenden has 2 race wins will do him a favour in terms of needing perhaps
The
an extra
semi-final,
ride to get to his target of 6 more points. Smarslick the winner, Vasilich second, Doyle was third, Woofenden excluded. I'll tell you what, Kelf, I can't see anybody beating Smarslick tonight.
He is fast. Right from the word go, he's been right
Brilliant.
on it in heat number 1. He was so dramatic there, roaring around the outside.
They believe.
Well, I wonder if they do. I just wonder if they're realising it must be beginning to sink in. Do you know what? We might be able to win this tonight. This is quite incredible. They didn't really know that they were second. And now all of a sudden they might be able to get gold. Here we see again, around the outside. It's fairly straightforward for Bartosz. Comes charging down the outside.
Makes it look easy, Kelf.
He does. He does. He doesn't get away from the tapes that well because Vasilik's made a really good start on the inside, and it's a good ride from Vasilich to hang on to second place with Doyle back in third. But for Smarslick, hasn't made the start so far tonight. He hasn't had a great draw, but there's no doubt that he has had the speed to carve through the opposition and quite comfortably picks up his 3rd race win on the night. And he's got the outside gates out of the way now, so he's got gates 2 and 1 to come.
Well, here we go then, heat number 12.
What's going to happen next?
Well, it's a remarkable night. Good to see Patrick Dudek here, that broken arm ending his season, of course. And
He won here last year, didn't
won here, absolutely, and it's such a shame that he can't take his place tonight. But I'm sure we'll see him back in the Grand Prix Series next year. He's 2 points ahead of Emil Sayfutinov, but can do nothing about that. So technically, Emil really just thinking 3 more points from his last couple of rides and that'll do him. But he's still got work to do on that. Kaczmarek is off the inside, the wild card. Then it's Janowski, who is challenging Lindgren and Hancock, of course, for the bronze medal. Przemysław Pawlicki is off gate 3, and Niels Christian Iversen off the outside in yellow.
Yeah, big race for Janowski here. Hasn't been his best tonight, but there's an opportunity to close in on Lindgren. Lindgren dropped a couple of points last time. Freddy Lenguin riding very well, but Janowski, of course, needs to turn the magic on here, that's for sure.
Does indeed. Away from the start, Janowski's made a good one. He's going to try and get the drop. Oh, what about that from Iversen in yellow? Really did ride nicely in the last Grand Prix, Iversen, and Janowski now tries to come up the inside, but watch out for Pawlicki as well. Janowski now going wide into the banking, but Iversen's already there. Kaczmarek's in the mix this time as well, and Pawlicki at the back in white, but Niels Christian Iversen of Denmark looking good.
He is indeed. That was a fine effort from Iversen. Pawlicki getting the better of the wild card. Kaczmarek. Oh, Pawlicki straightened up. Gone straight. Oh my goodness, they're all over the place there. Janowski somehow manages to hang on to second place.
It's like stock car racing
chaos,
on bikes.
That was total chaos. Pawlicki now back into it. Iversen's away. He's missing all the fireworks behind him. Janowski hanging on in second place again. The Poles, the 3 Polish boys, throwing the bikes at each other for second, third and fourth. But Iversen, a comfortable win here for him.
Yeah, riding beautifully. Niels Christian Iversen in the yellow helmet colour, heat number 12. Completed. Every rider has now had 3 rides apiece. And Iversen, lovely ride from him.
Super start, wasn't it, from the outside? Brilliant.
Really rode nicely there. Again, Kaczmarek, the wild card, finding life tough tonight. But Janowski in the thick of the action as well, and now 2 points behind Freddy Lenguin. Mats Janowski in the battle for the bronze medal, and Mr. Ty Woffenden is out in the next race, heat 13, up against Iversen, Laguta and Hancock. Doesn't get any easier for Ty Woffenden. That was coming up in heat 13, but there's the result. Janowski second, and Pawlicki was third. 12 heats gone here. Smarslik and Laguta top the table. Woffenden still needs 6 points.
Well, here we see. Well, indeed. It's a fine effort, this. This is a strong performance from Iversen, who's found some really good form in recent weeks. And to get there from the outside, well, that's a lot of credit to him. Quite clearly, they got that bike set up really nicely. And once he hits the front, he wins in fine style, but it was quite a scrap for second and third. They 3 Polish boys behind Iversen, they were really going at it, there's no doubt about that. Pawlicki actually straightens up at one point in turns 3 and 4, nearly wipes everybody out, and then there's all chaos. They're going left, right, there we're seeing it now. There you see he comes across in front of Janowski. Oh, Janowski nearly has his front wheel taken away from him twice, but does great to get back into second place. But for that man, Iversen, he's riding the Peter Johns engine tonight. We actually gave Peter a lift to the track tonight, and we had a good bit of chat with him. And
he wasn't impressed by your driving.
No, I don't think I was, actually. I was a little bit erratic on the way to the track today. I do apologise to the motorists of Torun, but no doubt Iversen looking good. 2 minutes is running as well, so the referee may have to halt that, because there's no way they're going to get that sorted out in a minute or so. They've got to clear that, so I suspect they may have to rejig that. Woffenden out with 2 bikes, just making sure that the bike that they've knocked back into shape is ready to go, and 4 riders are back at tapes.
Here we go, another huge race. Woffenden needs points here to keep Smarslik at bay. Heat 13 on the way. Here we go with heat number 13, and it's Niels Christian Iversen off the inside. In red, winner last time out. Artem Laguta unbeaten so far. He's off gate 2. Ty Woffenden is off gate 3 in white after the running repairs to his machinery. And how is he feeling after that bad crash?
Wow.
And off the outside is Greg Hancock chasing a bronze medal tonight.
He is.
What a race this is.
What a lineup. Doesn't get any easier for the championship leader.
How's your butterflies, Woffenden
I was going to say. I'll tell you what, everybody's on the edge of their seats, that's for sure.
Any fingernails left back in the UK?
We Does it very much indeed. Artem Leguta's ridden very well tonight so far. Everson was impressive from gate 4 last time. Hancock, after a disappointing heat 1, has responded with 2 wins. Doesn't get any easier for Woofenden. Wow, which way is it going to go now?
Yeah, proper test.
It is.
Will he stay still at the start? Will he be able to handle the pressure? Huge race again. Here we go. Heat number 13. And away, Artem Leguta's made a beauty, and Woofenden has been left standing at the back. Woofenden now is at the back here, and now he's just charged through and got the better of Niels Christian Everson, but Hancock is in second place. Everson is going to pass Woofenden again. Leguta riding brilliantly. Hancock second. Woofenden has just come through into third place now, but was left standing at the start, Kelv.
He was indeed, didn't make a good getaway. He's had to work very hard to get the better of Everson. Oh, tight down the back straight. Woofenden having to ride defensively to hang on to third place. Artem Leguta out in front. Supreme effort from the Russian once again. Out in front, looking set for 12 points and remaining unbeaten. Hancock looking good to move on to 8 points. This is still leaving the door open for Bartosz Smarslik. Lap to go. Woofenden back in third place. Don't see him doing much more than that.
No, it's going to be a point here for Woofenden, so he'll need 5 for the world title, and he's still got another race to come, remember, and possibly a semi-final spot. But Artem Leguta is unbeaten.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant ride from Leguta.
Superb.
3 big points to him, and he is set fair for a place in the 2019 Speedway Grand Prix Series. Brilliant,
Superb.
brilliant stuff. Artem Leguta, Hancock second, Woofenden third, and Everson that time at the back after Woofenden worked overtime to get the better of him there in Heat 13. And here's confirmation of the result then. It is a win for Artem Leguta. Second place went to Greg Hancock, who moves on to 8 now. Ty Woofenden was third, and he's got 7 from 4 rides. Still needs a point or 2 to get into the semis, Woofenden, but he does now need 5 points for the world title. Leguta is the race winner, and he's on 12 out of 12.
Superb effort from Artem Leguta, the Russian. We see it again. He's got his trapping hand on tonight, that's for sure. Jet propelled away from gate number 2. Woofenden doesn't make a good start. Smart move in the first corner, but once again doesn't get there. We'll see it again, drops the clutch, just lifts a little bit untidy to the first corner, but the skill of the man. But then they've got to say that Everson makes him work hard, and he has to then really ride quite protective. He has to ride defensively to stay in third place, and that allows the first 2 to get away from him, and he can't get amongst the big points. Here we're seeing Everson coming back at the championship leader, and Woofenden has to ride defensive now. Squeezes him up, but while he's doing that, these 2 boys have cleared off out in front. Leguta 12 points, dominating the Grand Prix, really inspired form from him. He's going to be around in 2019, that's for sure. What a way to do it. On the track, does all his talking on the track here in Torun this evening. Excellent effort from him.
Yeah, Woofenden is 8 points clear in the title race ahead of Smarslik, who has a race in hand. And if he wins it tonight, Woofenden, well, this is going to be the biggest sigh of relief you've ever heard. But Smarslik's camp updating him, the Stalgorzhov management and Smarslik's own management, of course, updating him and making him aware that he is still very much in the hunt. And Woofenden's biggest danger could be missing out on a semi-final place, although he does have 2 race wins to his name, and he's got another race to come. Lindgren off the inside then, needs points here. He's on 103, 2 ahead of Janowski and Hancock for the bronze medal. Kaczmarek gate 2, Doyle gate 3, and off the outside is the man in yellow, Mati Zegar. Here we go, heat number 14. Big race coming up here, and Lindgren has made a good start in red. Watch out though for the young man in blue, Daniel Kaczmarek, the wild card. He comes around the outside and he knows this track inside out. He's putting pressure on. Lindgren decides to go wide here. This could be a huge race for Lindgren in the battle for the bronze medal. Kaczmarek second, Jason Doyle third, Zegar at the back, but the wild card is pushing Lindgren, Cal.
He is indeed. He's having a great run in second place there. Lindgren really having to work hard to stay out in front. Zegar now getting the better of Doyle. Doyle now squares the corner off and replaces the complement. Doyle, who started so quickly, just not finding the key to the starts now. Lindgren winding it on. This is looking good for the bronze medal situation. Battle for third between Zegar and Doyle. Kaczmarek, the wild card, is riding really nicely in second place. He's growing in stature, and once again, Lindgren, this will do nicely for him.
Yeah, Doyle and Zegar having a real ding-dong at the back, but Freddy Lenguin now is going to move on to 106 Grand Prix points. There's Swedes in the crowd tonight, delighted. He's 5 clear of Janowski and Hancock in the race for the bronze medal. That is a super ride from Freddy Lenguin, and fair play Daniel Kaczmarek as well. That was a good ride. And at the back, a separate battle, if you like, between Zagar and Doyle, having a real go there.
It was.
In heat number 14. Good speedway once again here in Torun tonight, and every race has something hanging on it. Really is fascinating stuff tonight. Lenguin, 3 points to him, and it moves him on to 8 points, by the way, from 4 rides, which is good. And Jason Doyle finishing last there, leaves him on 5, but Lenguin on 8 points, and you see Woffenden on 7 from 4. And he still needs a point or two in his last outing.
He does. Freddy Lenguin delighted with that ride, rightly so. He's on 106 points now. He's 5 ahead of Janowski, so he's just pulled clear, a little bit of breathing space. Here we see Kaczmarek around the outside. I thought for a moment that he was going to get the better of Lenguin, because Lenguin looked a little vulnerable here at the beginning of the race. Doyle and Zagar, well, they really did scrap very hard just for the solitary point. And the outgoing world champion, well, he fails to score here, and all of a sudden Jason Doyle is looking a little vulnerable for the semi-final. Started so well with a win, and has only picked up 2 points in his next 3 outings, so not quite at it in the last 3 outings. But that man is, they're all smiles, of course. 8 points and a race to come. He's looking good, and you've got to say he's in the driving seat right now for the bronze medal.
Yeah, Morgan Anderson, the Swedish team manager, with him.
Well, here we go.
Yep, big race coming up here, heat 15. And it is Bartosz Smarslik, a win here, and he is 5 behind Woffenden in the title race. It's getting 2 tenths for British fans, but for the Polish fans, a win here,
wow.
And the hopes will escalate even more. It's a huge race coming up, heat 15. Fantastic end to the Grand Prix series.
It is.
And Smarslik will fancy his chances from gate 2 here in blue. Saifutinov off the inside, hasn't looked quick tonight.
No.
Smarslik gate 2, Pavlitsky gate 3, and then it's Nicky Pedersen off the outside. And on paper, and on the evidence so far, not on paper, on the evidence so far, Smarslik is the quicker rider of any of those other 3, Gelf.
He is indeed. Can he now reproduce it here? Because the opportunity to close in on Woffenden is there. Nicky Pedersen looking for more speed, going to run the outside, he said in the interview a few moments ago. Here we go.
Yep, here we go, big race coming up. Saifutinov has made a tidy start there in heat number 15, and it's all about whether Smarslik goes wide. Nicky Pedersen now closes the door on Bartosz Smarslik, who's gone to the back. Oh, now it's race on for Smarslik. Can he come from last to first once again here? Because his rivals really beat him up there. Saifutinov has the lead. Oh, Pavlitsky goes down.
Oh, Smarslik's going to get thrown out for that.
This could be an exclusion for Smarslik.
Drama
again.
My
Goodness me.
Nicky Pedersen wound it all up there. He was the spoiler initially. There's no question that Smarslik is in grave danger of being thrown out of the race. He was panicking there, he comes up the inside, Nicky Pedersen, well, he's a tough customer now, dives up the inside.
No, he's done nothing wrong.
He left.
I might regret that comment.
Well, that's a... I'll tell you what, Nige.
Oh, he's got to go, yeah.
I think Pavlitsky there.
Everybody at home watching this, with their own opinion. Will it be the blue helmet colour? Will it be the white helmet colour? Pavlitsky is still down, and the referee will wait for Pavlitsky to get up before making
one of them's got to go. One of them has to. One of them has to go. I fancy it will be Smarslik. That was my initial reaction, because it looked to me that Smarslik, well, Pavlitsky was coming round across from the outside. Wants to see it again. Smarslik up the inside. There, that angle looks like Smarslik's got there, but for Pavlitsky trying to come back across, tough call for the referee, this one.
I can tell you that Pavlitsky is excluded and Smarslik gets another chance.
Wow.
Przemysław Pavlitsky is the cause of the stoppage.
Do you know what? In real time, it looked to me when I was looking from behind, from the commentary position, it looked like Smarslik had to go. But when you look at it head on, that angle there, you look like Pavlitsky's got no chance. Tough call for the ref. I'm not sure. I think they could have gone either way.
Well, I said that, didn't I? I said he's got to go. No, he's done nothing wrong.
It's a really tough call, but a bit fortunate there for Smarslik. An opportunity still to close in. And Nicky Pedersen shaped it. He just stirred it all up with that tough move out of turn 2 on the opening lap. And then subsequently, he then Smarslik was squeezed out of it, and I'm sure he was thinking, well, there's no way I'm going to get back to Saifutinov now. And Saifutinov had really made a sharp start on the inside. This is such a drama night, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Smarslik was left at the start, didn't make the start at all for the first time tonight.
I think that the reason it looks a bad night is because Saifutinov made such a good one. Absolutely nailed it on the inside. Smarslik, though, hasn't made a start all night. He really hasn't been sharp away from the tapes. So,
well, he's going to get a point here, at least. And he's
he
now
wouldn't be surprised. He wouldn't be surprised that he gets 3.
Absolutely. Second time of asking, grabs it with both hands. A reminder, any points that Smarslik drops...
I tell you what, you just begin to think that if he did win this race, it's his name on the trophy, because it's just going his way. There's no question that it must be really tough for the Woofenden camp to be watching this and thinking, oh, he's got to be out for that.
If he was out, Woofenden would only have needed 2 points for the title.
There you go, that's how important that decision was. Absolutely huge for Jesper Steentoft. Saw it the wrong way, saw it differently to me. I thought in live, when I was watching it from behind, I thought Smarslik was going to get thrown out.
I did when I saw it with the naked eye.
When you see it head on, it looks like Smarslik's done him. When they went past us here, live, and he looked at the behind, I thought, well, there's only one decision to be made.
But there was plenty of room as well, Kelv. There was plenty of room. So, well, I'll tell you what, it is so tense here.
Wow.
If Smarslik had been excluded there, Woofenden was 2 points away from the world title. As it stands, he is still 5 away. Depending on what happens here in the Heat 15 restart, can he be denied by Saifutinov or Pedersen or both, or will he carve it up like he has done all night long and win
so
the race?
Often it's the case when there's a rerun, the man that hit the front initially, and that in this case was Saifutinov, he misses out on the rerun. Nicky Pedersen's move there, he slammed the door shut in front of Smarslik, and all sorts of drama then went on. We're back up at tapes again for the restaging with only 3 of them. Pavlitsky, well, he'll feel a little aggrieved, I'm sure, that he was thrown out of the race. What a drama night we are experiencing here in Torun. Fabulous stuff.
Is Woofenden staying cool in the pits? Wow, what a night. Saifutinov.
Cannot be easy, can it?
No, inside. Smarslik, gate 2 in blue. He's got another chance here. I don't know, I just think looking at those replays, I think the ref has got it right, Kelv. I think he's just got it right. Plenty of room for Smarslik to go for. Pavlitsky, gate 3, Nicky Pedersen off the outside in yellow. Whatever, it's a sport of opinions. Just like any other sport, when a referee has to make a call, it's the subject of opinion.
The head-on was the important one.
Yes. Here we go, Heat 15. Can Smarslik get there? It's a better start this time from Bartos, and he has got there. Now Nicky Pedersen is the man with the inside run, and he's gaining ground on Smarslik here. Pedersen has got speed, but Smarslik decides to go for the outside run. Now Pedersen will try the inside to try and get the better of Smarslik. He's getting ever closer. It's a really close battle, this one. Smarslik holds the inside line, and Pedersen is second with Saifutinov in 3rd place right now. And Emil Saifutinov will go within a point of Dudek in the race for the top 8, but Smarslik looking superb and on his way to another win.
Taking the opportunity with both hands. How often do we see it? The man who's out in front initially, he fails to reproduce the start, and Saifutinov is the loser here. Out in front, Nicky Pedersen certainly's got a lot of pace in 2nd place, but the opportunity for Smarslik, well, he's produced a stunning start, the first start of the night, and he's now out in front. He's going to pick up another win here, and he closes in on Woofenden.
5 points is all there is in the race for the world title. Woofenden leads it by 5. Smarslik is unbeaten. He's gone through the card so far. 4 rides and 4 wins. That is simply stunning.
Yeah.
From Bartosz Smarslik, he can do no more, Kelv.
Absolutely right now. Smarslik riding out of his skin there. Good race between him and Nicky Pedersen. Pedersen had pace there. Got a feel for Saifutinov because initially he was away. First time of asking, but we see it so very often. Second time it tapes, a rider in front gets penalised. Smarslik unbeaten, 5 points behind Woofenden.
Pedersen second, Saifutinov third, and Pavlitsky disqualified, and it means that Smarslik and Laguta are top of the board on 12 points each, and they meet each other in Heat 19. Smarslik off the inside and Laguta off gate 2.
Wow.
But also in that race, you've got the wild card who's not done a lot tonight, and Vasilich Milik. So still the opportunity there. Woofenden is going to have to do this himself without worrying about what Smarslik does.
Yeah, I think that was probably the case anyway, Nige, but you're right. You know, the performance of Bartosz Zmarzlik has been extraordinary. He's had everything to gain and nothing to lose, of course. He is the one that's hunting down the leader. Woofenden is having to deal with all the pressure. And there's no question that Zmarzlik, second time here, makes a good fist of it. Nicky Pedersen has plenty of pace in second place. He puts pressure on Zmarzlik, but can't quite get to the front. And Zmarzlik picks up his 4th win of the night, just at the right time. He's taking the opportunities tonight. Hasn't done previously, didn't manage to do it in Kersgrove, that's for sure. Could have been very different tonight if he had have done. But here this evening with the incident to Woofenden, look at that. That's good reading for the Poles. Not so good for Woofenden.
He's halved his lead. Halved his lead. Races are running out, but when I look at the way the scorecard is, you know, Woofenden, and he still needs 5 points. Zmarzlik keeps winning. Woofenden may well need a win and a second. He's got to get a race win. He has to. Otherwise,
he needs to win Heat 20 from Gate 2.
Absolutely, he's got to get there in Heat 20. So here we go. It's Vasilich off the inside, Milik off Gate 2, Janowski is off Gate 3, and Janowski needs points here, make no mistake. He's only got 3 points to his name, and he's 5 points behind Lindgren in the race for the bronze medal. And Chris Holder is off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Here we go, a big Heat 16. Watch out for Janowski, he's what it's all about here, and he's made a tiny start off Gate 3 in white, but Vasilich is there in red as well. Good ride from Martin Vasilich in the red helmet colour. Mats Janowski coming around the outside. Super stuff from the pole, but Vasilich holds the line. He's going to go wide. Now, here comes Milik. Great stuff from Václav Milik, but Janowski's returned the compliment.
He has indeed squared it off, read it beautifully, but look at Martin Vasilich. Nice start from him, was under pressure, but really just hang on down that back straight, allowing the bikes to run high in the banking out of turn 4. Milik still not out of it in 3rd place. Holder made an awful start from Gate 4. The bike didn't go anywhere when he dropped the clutch, but for Martin Vasilich in front, he's there. Janowski's working hard. Janowski has not been at his best tonight. And on the evidence of that, 3rd from the World Championship is going to be a tough call for him. Martin Vasilich, another excellent performance from him.
Yeah, and Janowski's getting ever closer to Vasilich here. He just got some speed down that back straight then. This is heat number 16, and it's Martin Vasilich who takes the victory.
Nice
Janowski
ride.
2nd, and that was Václav Milik in 3rd. And really, Vasilich was under serious pressure there, but he handled it superbly. That's put him on 7 points.
Good riding for Martin Vasilich. He's come back, and after that nasty incident in Tetero, and he's looking good. That's a very useful win from him, with a chance of making the semi-final with a ride to go. So, yeah, Janowski's not doing enough tonight. Just hasn't got it.
Vasilich, Janowski, Milik and Holder, the finishing order of heat number 16. It's getting tense. It's getting tense. Woofenden in 5th place by virtue of his 2 race wins. Zmarzlik and Lagut are unbeaten, and they meet in their next outing. Well, Kelvin,
Well,
what
Nigel.
a night.
Well, Nigel, what a night indeed. And you've got to say that Martin Vasilich here rides remarkably well. We are seeing all sorts of drama between the top 2 in the world. As you said earlier, half the lead. And that is quite incredible. And Janowski here tonight, you know, when he really needed a big performance, hasn't been able to deliver. And he's outside the top 8 here this evening. And so therefore his charge for the bronze is running out of steam, because he's not going to make the semi-finals. And he might do with a win, he might. But for Freddy Lenguin, who's on 8 points, is well ensconced into top 8 and looking for a semi-final, he's looking the favourite for me to make the bronze his own. But 7 points to Martin Vasilich. He'll be pleased with that. That was a good performance. He's turned his night around after a disappointing start. 5 points in his next 2. Well, yeah.
There we see it, 5 points in Woofenden's favour. It's still a nice cushion, because Zmarzlik can only score 9 from here.
But he can reduce that lead down to 2
Yes.
before Heat 20.
He says in a very cool, calm manner. Got to take your hat off to Zmarzlik and his
But
camp.
Woofenden's going to win Heat 20.
Okay, all right.
Doyle here.
First. Smashing stuff, yeah.
Jason Doyle here coming out of Gate 2. He needs a big ride. If he wins that, that will give him a chance on outside squeak of the semis tonight.
Yep.
He'll be desperate to do that in front of his home crowd, of course. He rides here in the league. So Doyle out at Gate 2, he's looking for a big ride.
What a night of high drama here in Torun. this beautiful city in Poland, and they could see a Polish world champion yet tonight. Heat 17 on the way. Here we go with Heat 17 then. How's your nerves back in the UK? Greg Hancock off the inside in red. Gate 2 in blue is Jason Doyle. Gate 3, Chris Holder in white. And off the outside in yellow, Przemysław Pawlicki. Both 2 and 4 here, Doyle and Pawlicki on that warning. Greg Hancock now on 101 points, 5 behind Lindgren, who is in 3rd. Hancock still wants a medal and can still get there. Still a tall order, we wrote him off earlier, but he can still do it, of course.
Yeah, I think it's an outside chance. It's a slim chance, but Greg will never throw the towel in, we know that. He'll keep battling all the way. Jason Doyle, of course, needs a semi-final, wants a semi-final, wants to finish in style in front of his home audience. He rides here, of course. Hancock on the inside there. Holder's had a disappointing night, had a disappointing campaign, to be perfectly honest. I get the feeling we won't see him next year in the Grand Prix, which will be a sad moment for him. Here we go.
Yeah, he's been a great rider, of course. Chris Holder and a world champion. You can never take that away from him either. Here we go. Heat number 17. Great start from Doyle off gate 2. Nicely done from Jason Doyle. Hancock is the man in red off the inside gate. And coming around the outside in white is Chris Holder now. Look at this. This is what he can do. Battle of the 2 Australians up top here. 2 Torun favourites as well. Doyle in blue. Here comes Holder around the outside. Chris Holder is going to go up the inside now. He's made a clever switch there, Chris Holder. This is good speedway down the back straight with the 2 Australian boys.
Well, that's Holder of old, that is. That's what we need to see. Now all of a sudden Hancock's in amongst it. Doyle repays the favour, but that is a smashing ride from Chris Holder. The sort of ride that he used to come up with on a regular basis. Fantastic stuff from him. Still got it, man. Just need to find it on a more regular basis if you can. Holder riding beautifully in front, getting the better of the outgoing world champion. Greg Hancock, well, this is not going to do him any favours. Win the chase for 3rd place in the world. No, I just put paid to that.
Yeah, but this is a smashing ride from Chris Holder, and
Indeed.
that could be his last ride as a Grand Prix rider for some time now. If he's not going to get a pick, that is his last ride of the night. And he has been a real favourite here down the years at Torun, but that could be the end for the time being of Chris Holder as a Grand Prix rider.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't see him getting a pick, but at least it's a winning ride. And a satisfying one. That was a super ride to get the better of Jason Doyle. All of a sudden, there was some real fight and Holder there. And just shows that he's still got plenty to offer if he can just rekindle the motivation.
Holder, Doyle, Hancock, the finishing order. And a fine ride from Chris Holder. Finishes on 5 points. And, well, what a ride it was from Chris as well. Full credit to him there. Great stuff.
Yeah, great ride.
Speedway.
Yeah, it was a super ride, and it was a smart move because there wasn't a lot of room as he turned back to the inside. And he just gave us a brief glimpse of what he is capable of doing. The 2 Aussie boys hit the front here in the first corner. Doyle on the inside and Holder coming around the outside. He got a lot of speed, I've got to say. Holder really was turning it on. And suddenly here with Doyle out in front, you've got to believe that Holder here, look, he's got lots and lots of speed. And this is the moment. It was a nice move here up the inside. As hard as Doyle was trying to protect that inside, Holder forces his way through, and that was really good to see. Hancock then trying to get the better of Jason Doyle, but Doyle repays the compliment and hangs on to 2nd place. Disappointment for Hancock there because on 102 points, 4 behind Lenguin, with Lenguin's got a ride in hand. Got to believe that Lenguin is the man in control of the bronze medal.
Yes, he is indeed. Lindgren, 108. And you have to say that a race win here.
It's 106, actually.
106,
nice.
yes,
Yeah.
I need glasses now. I'm just trying to read the graphic in front of me.
Have a go with mine,
I'll
mate.
borrow yours, yeah. 106, that would put him on to 109. So it still wouldn't be mathematically certain because Janowski can sneak into the semi-finals. And Greg Hancock is a semi-finalist on 9 points as well. So another subplot, Vasilich, Lindgren, Iversen, Seifutinov. All Lindgren can do is get 2nd place, is get a win here and hope that it could be a giant step towards a bronze medal in the world. Oh, Iversen straight into the tapes. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Well, there we are. I'll have to go for that.
That's a shame. He's been having a good night.
He has.
And he was on 7 points. He didn't need to do that. And, you know, OK, he didn't score last time, but quite clearly, just a momentary lapse of concentration. Just goes. And, it's just gone too early. It's a shame for him because he'll be out. And 7 points, well, he's got a race win. It's going to be Vasilich on. He's got a ride in hand. Pedersen's got a ride in hand over him. He's in grave danger of missing out now, Niels.
Well, there's no exclusion light. He has touched the tapes with his peak. So we await heat number 18 again, and Smarslik and Woofenden are kept waiting in the pits. The drama goes on. So here we go. He's moved, he's touched the tapes with his front wheel.
He's out.
He's got to go. He is indeed. Confirmation, the white exclusion light is on. Niels Christian Iversen will be told very shortly that he is excluded. So that means an opportunity for Igor Kopets-Subinski.
Yeah, that's quite a mouthful, isn't it?
Subinski.
Yeah. Kopets-Subinski coming in, another young lad from this part of the world, of course. And they just seem to produce them like a conveyor belt. And unfortunate for Niels Christian Iversen there, but quite clearly the front tyre touches the tape, so a little bit of a delay while the referee just took a second glance at that on the monitor. So well, he's out of it. Martin
shaking
Vasilich.
His head, he's not happy, but I think when he looks back at the replay, I think Niels does get a chance to look at it. I think he'll realise that he is the man to go.
He obviously feels it was only the peak, but unfortunately for him it wasn't. Freddy Lenguin, well, I'm sure at the end of the season he'll reflect on an opportunity just missed. I think he had grand designs of being world champion this year, but it hasn't quite materialised. Just had one or two injuries at the vital moments. The hand injury particularly, that was a tough one to overcome. And he's battled through that, but a third in the world would be a good reward for a good season and something for him to work on for next year. This man is in problems, Saifutinov, but there's no doubt that Patrick Dudek's absence is Saifutinov's gain. No doubt about that. I think if Dudek had been here, Saifutinov would have been in grave danger of missing out on the top 8.
Yeah, Ty Woofenden trying to stay calm in the pitch, just going for a bit of a stroll.
Not easy for you. He's waiting. This delay is a nightmare for him. He just needs to get to heat 20 and get on with it.
And for Smarslik, he wants to get out in 19 and get 3 more points on the board.
True enough.
Yeah, and close the gap to 2 points in the title race.
I can't believe we're saying that. Can't believe we're saying that. That just is. I don't think anybody would have expected that tonight. Down to 2 points going into their last ride. I fancied that Woofenden would be world champion coming out now. Yeah. You know.
Well, it's credit to Smarslik for that. He's been brilliant.
It was rider error. It was rider error for Woofenden in the incident. That was just unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Here we go.
So, heat number 18, and it's the first ever Grand Prix ride for Igor Kopets-Subinski here in heat number 18.
That's going to be quite challenging, Subinski, isn't it? Kopets-Subinski. Quite a name, but
Kopets-Subinski.
Yes. And a young rider that, again, is certainly well thought of here. Yes. They have a group of youngsters here that are certainly looking very good. The other reserve is Dominic Kubera, and he's another rider that's got a lot of potential.
So, and here we go for heat number 18. And it's Martin Vasilich off the inside, Freddy Lenguin off 2. Kopets-Subinski going off gate 3 and Emil Saifutinov going off the outside gate. A big moment for young Igor Kopets-Subinski as the reserve, rider number 17 tonight. A huge moment for him. He's a bag of nerves, or whether he's just here to enjoy it.
I think you're here to enjoy it.
Yep.
You know, no pressure on him, of course.
Here we go. away this time, and it's a good start from Vasilich, and now Lindgren charges around the outside, but look at Sayfutdinov, lovely ride from Emil Sayfutdinov. This had put him into the top 8, and would put him on to 86 points, and he'll be back in the Grand Prix next year. This is a potentially huge moment for Emil Sayfutdinov, and it'll be a good result for Lindgren as well to put him on 108 points.
Yeah, this is super stuff from Sayfutdinov. Hasn't had a great night, but produced a good start there, there's no doubt about that. Freddy in second place, that's decent for him. Of course, he was looking for a win, but all of a sudden, Sayfutdinov has turned on the star. We've had to wait a while for that, but with Dudek not being here, he's kind of got out of jail a bit tonight, there's no doubt about that. And Martin Vasilich back in third place, and the reserve, Kopek Subjinski, not an easy one that for me. I've got to have to practice that one. He's finding it tough out the back, but Sayfutdinov comfortably out in front.
Yeah, Emil Sayfutdinov riding beautifully. He'll be back in the Grand Prix next year. He's made sure of that. And Patrick Dudek is now out of the top 8 and will need a pick from the selection committee for a place in the Grand Prix next year, which surely he's going to get. Of course, that subject to confirmation, and talks taking place tomorrow about that. And it's a second place for Lindgren as well, moving on to 108, 5 clear of Janowski and 6 clear of Greg Hancock in the race for the bronze medal. It's looking good for Lindgren.
Yeah.
Sayfutdinov and Lindgren, the big winners there.
Yes.
Vasilich third, and Kopet Subchinski on his debut at the back.
Yeah, a lovely ride from Sayfutdinov, and you know, finally we're seeing the best of him. He's having a solid night, really. Steady. That's his first win. He's on to 8 points. He's looking like a semi-finalist from this point on. Got away nicely there from gate 4 and swoops around the outside to get the better of the opposition. Smart move up the inside from Freddy. He gets the better of Martin Vasilich as they come out of the first turn. You see it now, Martin just sort of finds himself in the middle of the track there and not enough speed down the back straight, and Lindgren gets the better of him. But yeah, it's a lovely ride from Sayfutdinov. I think he's going to have to find better form next year. As I say, he has been on the drift in the second half of the season, that's for sure, and doesn't make enough finals for my liking. Hugely talented rider, needs to just improve next season, that's for sure.
Now, Heat 19, Smarslik against Laguta, the 2 unbeaten riders. Smarslik can close the gap on Ty Woffinden to 2 points in the race for the title. Woffinden would still need 5 more points to be world champion. He's out in Heat 20. All the momentum is with Smarslik, no question about that.
Yep.
He's off the inside gate in red. He's having a bit of an argument with the starting marshal here. He's got to be careful. Star Marshal having a chat with Smarslik off the inside gate. Then it's Artem Laguta unbeaten off gate 2. The 2 unbeaten men go head-to-head.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaczmarek goes off gate 3, the wild card. And Václav Milik, an injury replacement tonight for Craig Cook, going off the outside in yellow.
Well, here we go again. Smarslik on the inside gate, a little bit of argy-bargy with the starting marshal, but they've settled now. Here we go. Can he take the opportunity?
Injuries coming up. Here we go. And Smarslik has made a decent one, but Artem Laguta has got there. Now, can Smarslik get the better of Artem Laguta? The race is on, the battle is on. Milik will try and go around the outside of Smarslik here as well. But Laguta is absolutely brilliant tonight. Absolutely flying. It looks like it may be a point dropped for Bartosz Smarslik, and therefore Woffinden will only need 4. Laguta is kicking on and looking superb.
Well, he's looking like a 15-point maximum here, isn't it, from his first 5 rides? What a start from gate 2. Smarslik working hard in second place, but Laguta's speed is sensational out in front. This is doing Woffinden a favour, there's no doubt about that. Just taking a little bit of pressure off heat number 20. Laguta out in front, going to remain unbeaten. Riding out of the top draw. Smarslik just not able to get to the Russian.
Looks like a 15-point maximum, as Kelvin said, in the 5 qualifying heats for Artem Laguta of Russia. Kicking on, he will be back in the Grand Prix Series next year as well. And it's a second place for Bartosz Smarslik. So that reduces Woffinden's target to 4 now, and he's out in Heat 20. He's got a race in hand. That's second place for Smarslik. Laguta the winner, and the injury replacement, Václav Milik, was on it early on and had quite a bit of pace. But that was a super ride, and from Artem Laguta, 15 out of 15.
Superb
Brilliant
stuff from the Russian. He's meant business right from the word go. Conditions suit him. He's got his trap in hand on.
He has indeed. So good stuff there in heat number 19. And Well, we come to heat 20. The nerves are jangling.
They are indeed. They are in the commentary box. They really are. This is tense times, and there's some tough customers here. Pedersen on the inside. Well, he's not going to give anything away, that's for sure. Woofenden out on track again. Little bit of running repairs. We see the what a start from Leguta. That is just exceptional stuff from him. He really has been clinical tonight, and once he's hit the front, well, even the speed of Smarslik, he could do nothing about it. And Artem Leguta is looking like a winner of the Grand Prix, not just the fact that he's into the top 8. What a performance from him. Lovely ride once again, absolutely textbook stuff from him. But the attention now is all on Heat 20. Woofenden and the other 3 riders are up at tapes. How's your nerves, Ty?
4 points away from being the world champion. He wins this race, he'll be 1 point off. Smarslik is only 3 behind Woofenden in the race for the title. But Woofenden still has that 3-point gap and a race in hand here.
Yep.
So he still has the advantage.
He does hold the advantage.
Tense.
It is very tense. He holds the advantage. I'm remaining faithful to him. I fancy he can win this. Yes. I really do. He has the ability. Every time he backs against the wall, he's responded.
Yes, and you have to fancy Woofenden to go through to the semis from here as well.
Yeah.
Pedersen off the inside, Woofenden gate 2, Zagar off 3, and then it's Matsej Janowski off the outside. He is 5 points behind Lindgren. He will be desperate for a victory off gate 4 here, Matsej Janowski, to just keep his hopes alive of maybe nicking a place in the semi-final, but that will go down to countback, I'm sure.
Not a good night for Janowski, Nige.
Even a second place for Woofenden would half his target. Here we go, heat number 20, all about the man in blue. Has he got the nerves? He's made a great start! Ty Woofenden off gate 2 as jet propelled. Woofenden now has that advantage down the back straight. Zagar is second, and Janowski's come through into third. And the man in red is Nicky Pedersen. But look at Ty Woofenden here. This will put Woofy onto 10 points in the Grand Prix tonight, and he'll have another stab at it in the semi-finals, Kelv.
Well, exactly what he needed. He made a perfect start. Wow, he absolutely nailed it, and he's hit the front, and he's looking good. Zagar in second place. Janowski gets the better of Pedersen, but Woofenden, when his back was against the wall, he produced a stunning start, and that's what champions are made of. Fantastic stuff.
What a start from Woofenden. Yeah. He really did it when he needed
him earlier on, couldn't he?
Absolutely. Here he goes, the Great Britain man into the last lap, and he's going wide into the drive, into the dirt. Kelv, you called it earlier. He'll win Heat 20. Ty Woofenden. It's Ty Woofenden of Great Britain, who is 1 point away from being world champion. 1 more point for Woofenden, and he will be world champion for a 3rd time. No celebrations, nothing like that. Just a quick punch of the air. He knows that that is a brilliant, brilliant reaction, and the polls have gone quiet here in Torun now, Kelvin Tatum.
They are. Nigel Pearson, what a performance from Mr. Woofenden.
Cool.
A performance of a champion. And we talked about it after Tetero, and after what's happened earlier on tonight with Bartosz Smarslik coming at him from every angle. Ty Woofenden, well, I tip my hat to you. What a ride when he absolutely needed it. Superb stuff.
Yeah, brilliant. Janowski was 3rd there and finishes on 7, as does Nicky Pedersen. So looks like Iversen may sneak the semis, but Woofenden is 1 point off the world title with a semi-final to come.
Well, that's what it's all about, Nigel. Heat number 20, we had to wait patiently for it. Mr. Woofenden did, of course. He was strolling and strutting up and down the pits. Couldn't wait to get out there. Absolutely, look at that. Bang, the clutches out. Rides it all the way to the first turn. Has the composure to have a sneaky look over his right shoulder. That's what it's all about. He's got it. He's got the magic when he really needs to. He turns on the style. He's had all sorts of drama. He's seen Smarslik coming at him. He had that nasty incident when he really could have been out of the Grand Prix, but when the chips were down, he produces a superb ride.
And Smarslik can only tie with him now.
Right, so, you know, it's all but there. All but there.
Let's hear now from Kiri Bloor in the pits. Kiri.
Well, it is that time again where we start to pick our semi-final one. So, Artem Leguta, when you are ready, it is time to pick your gate. If you head up and make that choice. Artem just having a little think here, trying to work out which is the best gate, and off he goes over to gate 2. Okay, second choice is Freddy Lenguin. So, Freddy, when you are ready, head over to your gate Freddie just having a look there, and it is gate 3 for Freddy Lenguin. Emil, when you are ready, it is your turn. Straight over to gate 1 for Emil Sayfutdinov. That picks your gate, Martin. So Martin, over to gate 4, Martin Vasilich. Okay, so Emil Sayfutdinov gate 1, Artem Laguta gate 2, Freddy Lenguin gate 3, and Martin Vasilich at gate 4. That is your semi-final 1. Okay, it is that time to pick semi-final 2. Standing in the lineup to go first is Bartos. Okay, so Bartos, when you're ready for semi-final 2, Bartos heading over to pick his gate, and it is gate 2 that Bartos picks. Ty, when you're ready, time to pick your gate. So Ty Wiffenden just having a look at gate 1, 3, or 4. Where is his choice? His choice is over. Having a little chat, a confab with Greg right now, just having a little chat. Trying to work out what Greg wants. Ty's just having a little referral at the back here as well. We've also got Greg waiting to make his choice. Greg's choice will make Neil's choice. Okay, so Ty just having an additional thing. It is gate 3 for Ty Wiffenden. Greg, when you're ready, it is time to choose your gate. So Greg Hancock either got gate 1 or gate 4 to choose. Again, having a think, it's a tough decision. A lot riding on this gate 4 for Greg Hancock. Okay, so Niels Christian Everson chooses gate 1. So Niels Christian Everson gate 1, Bartosz Smarzlik gate 2, Ty Wiffenden gate 3, Greg Hancock gate 4. Thank you guys. That is our semi-final 2.
It's semi-final 2.
Interesting, they line up against each other, side by side in the middle 2 gates. He was unsure there, wasn't he?
Well, he's gone to go side by side with Bartos, hasn't he? He could have avoided him by going to gate 4. He saw what Bartos went for.
Yeah, he did indeed.
Your thoughts?
I think he'll get a 3rd place at least and win the World Championship. That's my thoughts. I was right about Heat 20. You've got to be lucky sometime.
You were.
But I think he's more than capable of getting 3rd place here.
Here, first semi-final. Freddy Lenguin 4 ahead of Janowski, who will not make is not in the semi-finals. Greg Hancock on 102. And it does mean that Greg really has got to progress through to the final and win it to put pressure on Lenguin. Lenguin is off gate 3 here in this one. So could well be a bronze medal for Freddy Lenguin, and to be honest, I'd be delighted for him if he did get it, because he was in contention for the world title.
Well, you know him well from the years he spent at Wolverhampton, Nige, and the Britain, so yeah, you've got to know him there. Freddie ridden, well, he's ridden very well this season.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. Well, here we go then, the first semi-final here in Torun tonight, and going off the inside, it's Emil Sayfutdinov from Russia, of course, and his fellow countryman Artem Laguta going off gate 2. They're world pairs champions from the Speedway of Nations in the summer. Freddy Lenguin goes off gate 3 in white, and off the outside, Martin Vasilich is here in yellow. Freddy Lenguin on 108 points, 6 clear of Greg Hancock. 1 point for Lenguin, and he will be the bronze medalist, Kel.
Yeah, fully deserved as well. Freddie's had a good campaign. He's had a couple of hiccups along the way, but he's managed to keep battling on. He came for a world championship. It was looking like he was going to be in contention for that at the beginning, but just ran out of steam at vital moments. But Lenguin here has every opportunity of being 3rd in the world in 2018, and that'll be a good effort. Great work from Laguta. Laguta's going to be a tough nut to crack. Took gate 2. Can he reproduce one of those starts we've seen so far tonight?
Big race then, first semi-final. A point for Lenguin will be enough. It's Laguta who's made a breathtaking start once again. Looking good for 18 out of 18. Sayfutdinov charges up the inside. Now Lenguin is just going to hold his nerve. Watch out for Martin Vasilich going around the outside in the yellow helmet colour at the back, having a go. Lenguin's under threat from Vasilich here. Does he stick or twist? Does he stay on the inside line? He's still in a great position to finish in the bronze medal position. Freddy Lenguin, Artem Laguta kicking on, unbeaten. 5 rides so far, and looking good for a 6th out of 6. Sayfutdinov is 2nd, and Lenguin 3rd, Kel.
Brilliant stuff from Laguta again. He's going to remain unbeaten, Nige. Sayfutdinov having to work really hard in 2nd place. Lenguin there, the point will do, of course. Nearly runs in the back. of Emil Sayfutunov. Martin Vasilich just can't land a blow. Leguta is in a class of his own tonight. He really has got so much speed. He's going to have his 6th race win of the night. 18 points, very impressive.
Brilliant ride from Leguta, 18 out of 18. Sayfutunov second, and Freddy Lenguin of Sweden finishes with the bronze medal in the World Championship this year. That puts him on to 109 points. Greg Hancock now cannot catch him, and a good reward for a hard season's work from Freddy Lenguin of Sweden. 3rd in the world, and a bronze medal for Lenguin. Well done to him.
Yeah, congratulations to Lenguin. He fully deserves that. As I say, he started so strongly. Just ran out of steam at vital moments in the season, but injury certainly played its part as well. But he's battled back brilliantly, and the point there in semi-final number 1, superb. Artem Leguta is in complete control of this Grand Prix with all the scenarios going on. He's been part of it. He's a Grand Prix rider next year, but he's looking like a winner of the Torun Grand Prix as well. Yes. Artem Leguta riding out of his skin tonight. Look at this start. The bike halfway to the corner just takes off. It's got like a turbo boost halfway to the first corner. He then hugs the inside, the bike hooks up, and he charges away out in front, and he has more speed than all of them put together. Fantastic work from Leguta. I think that Lenguin was fully aware of what he needed to do here. He was quicker than Sayfutunov, but he realised the point was going to be sufficient to come through and pick up the bronze medal. Super riding from him, but yep, Artem Leguta and Emil Sayfutunov safely through to the final.
All about this now, the second semi-final. Ty Woffinen 1 point away from becoming world champion for a 3rd time. What a race. Here we go. It's tense, very, very tense out there.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes here.
Championship on the line. Not too much longer to wait now. Schmarzlik and Woffenden lining up against alongside one another in semi-final 2.
He looks cool, Woffenden, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been remaining remarkably cool throughout the night. Everson on the inside, Hancock on the outside. Woffenden just a solitary point to be world champion for the 3rd time.
Yes, absolutely. So here we go. So here we go. Semi-final 2. Everson off the inside, Schmarzlik off 2. Gate 3 is Ty Woffenden in white. 1 point for the title, or any points dropped by Schmarzlik. And Greg Hancock is off the outside in yellow. Here we go, heat 22, and away they go. And Everson has made a good start, but Schmarzlik's there. Now, what about this? Because Everson's going to take Schmarzlik wide. Is there any room for Woffenden? Yes, there is. He's coming through. And Woffenden now is in 2nd place here. Oh, this is heat 22. Drama in the extreme. One last bid here from Schmarzlik, surely. Woffenden's got to stay out of trouble. Oh, Woffenden is on the way here now, Kelvin.
Yeah, unbelievable Speedway once again. Woffenden slams the door shut. Hancock's out the back. Everson doing the business off the inside, but Woffenden's got the speed in 2nd place. Schmarzlik now winding it on.
He wants to win the race.
He wants to win the race. It's the safest place to be out in front, that's for sure. Everson riding. Just for a moment I thought Schmarzlik was going to wipe him out. Into the last lap, the World Championship. He's going to do it now, Nice. He's going to nail it here.
Ty Woffenden is half a lap away from making history. Ty Woffenden in the white helmet is going to be World Speedway Champion for a 3rd time! Woffy! 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 3 world titles and Great Britain's greatest ever rider in Speedway history!
What a night of Speedway. He has been through the mill tonight. He is now joining the greats of the sport, Nigel. Whoa, he's had to dig deep to do this. He's produced when he absolutely needed it to. Heat 20 so important in the night. Rode strongly in the semi-final. Ty Woffenden, world champion again. 3 times in the last 6 seasons he's managed to do it. Outstanding achievement.
Faye can't believe it. Riley Crew, little girl, Ty's baby. The family are there as well.
Well,
Faye's got tears in her eyes.
The relief, Nigel, must be enormous for the family. Celebration time now.
Smarslick congratulating the camp.
Great sportsmanship from Smarslick. Smarslick's played a huge role in this championship chase, but Ty Woffenden, he has proved himself to be the master of the sport. He's come back in, kind of had a year off last year, building and gardening.
There's
and
his mum Sue.
His mum Sue there. But what an achievement. 3 world titles in 6 seasons. Very impressive.
Bartos, congrats. That's brilliant to see. And Peter Adams, his manager as well. Faye's been through the mill, I'm sure.
Oh, mate, they are. I'll tell you what, they'll be so relieved. They'll be exhausted. But that man, he's on a high. He's looking for his family. I'm sure he's looking for the family. And the new world champion. He was world champion in 2013, again in 2015.
Has he got a pass to get in
and
those
he
seats?
achieves it. He needs an all-areas pass there and the right wristband.
What a moment this is for the Woffenden family. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Mrs. Woffenden, Faye, Riley Crew, beautiful little baby. And Ty is the proudest man in Torun tonight. The greatest ever British Speedway rider, Ty Woffenden. And one can only think about his late father as well, Rob, who was a rider himself, of course, and gave everything up to move back to the UK from Australia to see if his young boy was any good at riding a Speedway bike. He's now world champion for a 3rd time. Smarslick fails to make the final, would you believe? And Greg Hancock, 17 points. Laguta, the man to beat. But it's all about the new world champion. Well done, Ty Woffenden.
Well, what a night, Nige. It's done now. We're pretty much all there. All the different permutations have now come to a conclusion. Initially, Everson and Smarslick were there. Woffenden was at the back here, but he comes charging up the inside, gets himself into 2nd place. Smarslick is trapped on the outside now, can't make a move, and incredibly misses out on the final. So just didn't quite work out. It'd been going all his way earlier on, but here in the semi-final, Woffenden produces the ride that sees him through to his 3rd World Championship. Superb effort from him. Everson riding strongly in front, but all the attention, of course, was on 2nd place. Smarslick there, for a moment, I thought he was going to wipe the new world champion out. He straightened up just as they were about to go into the last lap. He then has a battle with Hancock, who gets the better of Smarslick. But for Ty Woffenden, what a very special moment indeed. It's been a tough 2nd half of the series. It hasn't been at its best, but he's produced when he's absolutely needed to. The family are delighted, relieved as well, and that man, all the emotion can now start running. They've kept it all under wraps in recent weeks' nights, haven't they?
They've done everything right, Kelv, and I've got to give credit to Smarslick and apologise to Everson, because Niels has just pulled off a brilliant ride there.
Yeah,
and we hardly talked about it.
he would understand, you know. The focus was on the man who was going to win the championship, and rightly so. And with what's happened tonight, you know, it's been a roller coaster of an evening, that's for sure. So yeah, you know,
fantastic. We can hear from him now as well with Kiri.
My goodness me, Ty, you had us on the edge of our seats all the way through. Congratulations. I just saw you take a big sigh of relief. Amazing job.
Yeah, for sure. You know, after the crash, I've injured my foot, so probably gonna have to go to hospital after celebrating tonight. Get an X-ray. I think I broke a metatarsal in my foot, but I didn't want to say anything before because you know, didn't want to make excuses. But I dug deep and got the job done, and we're in the final. So focus on that now. But massive thanks to all the fans for travelling out. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of them out there, and couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely amazing. We saw you hug your wife and child as well. It's so great to have them supporting you here tonight. Yeah,
100%, you know, and there's 2 people I want to dedicate that to. My late friend, Thomas Injayek, and little Riley Crew.
Congratulations, Ty.
Thank you.
Special moment, spoke very well. Mature man these days now, he's a dad, of course. We see the young child in there, Riley Crew with his mum. Ty Woffenden with huge support. I said it earlier on, there were so many Ty Woffenden fans in the town. Really was quite a surprise to see so many here, but they have been well worth the trip for the fans. We see Ellesmere Port Gunners.
Wow, that's going back a bit.
It is indeed. So fans up and down the country here to support the British man, as you rightly say, the greatest British Speedway rider of all time. Fantastic, and with 3 world titles in the bank, Nigel, he joins the greats of the sport, the Ollie Olsons, the Hans Nielsen's, Eric Gundersen, you know what I mean, those type of riders, Barry Briggs, all those blokes, multiple world champions. You're moving into serious company now, and Woffinden is a great at the sport now.
He is. He's in the record books. 3 world titles. Absolutely
in 6
brilliant.
seasons. That is dominance. He has
It's not
been
bad,
the
is
man.
it?
It's,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Yeah, it's all right, that. I think most people would take it. And I think he's got more in him. I sense he could keep doing it. It's up to him. If he puts his mind to it, he can be the best rider in the world for as long as he wants.
We just await news of the final now. And let's head down there to Kiri now.
New world champion crowns. It is time to pick our final gates for our final of 2018. So Artem, when you're ready, the 4 gates await you. It is time to make your choice. Artem heads over to gate 2. Okay, Niels, Christian Iversen. Niels, when you're ready, gate choice, it is gate 3. Ty, you've got either gate 1 or 4 to finish up your night. So when you're ready, it is time to pick your gate. Ty just having a look there, and it is over to gate 1. So Emil, gate 4 chosen for you. So our final for 2018 is Ty Woffinden 1, Artem Laguta 2, Niels Christian Iversen 3, and Emil Sayfutdinov at gate 4. That's our final.
How do you focus now for a final like this?
It's awkward, isn't it? I don't really know how you do that. It's difficult. You know, the job's done. I think if he gets away, he'll go for it. But if he doesn't get away, I don't think he'll put himself out too much. He's got that trophy, that's his now, of course. He is the champion of the world. And when he wakes up tomorrow morning, he can pinch himself and say, yeah, I'm champion of the world. It's a fantastic feeling, and one of those gold medals. And the certificate that comes with it, Nigel, they are very proud to be hung on the wall at home. It's,
Yes.
It's what it's all about.
Well, the finalists are on the way, and good to see Emil Sayfutdinov in a final. Who would have thought earlier Emil would be in the final and Bartosz wouldn't be?
Well,
what's that all about?
I don't know. You know, there was somebody fairly close to me said that the bloke wasn't going to get beat. But funnily enough, he did.
It just shows I know absolutely nothing about Speedway.
Well, you said that.
Most people do. Niels Christian Iversen is riding without a peak. He looks like Eddie Kidd.
Looks
Evil
odd.
Knievel.
Looks odd, doesn't it?
Wow. Okay. Anyway, final on the way.
Trendsetter.
Welcome back here at Torun. Cool. How's your nerves back in the UK? Wish I was at home watching this, folks.
Well, it's done now, isn't it?
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah, start the
But,
car.
we can relax now.
Start the car.
Wooffinden's on the inside. I like the look that Iversen's come out here. He's obviously setting the trend for the future. No peaks.
Peaks are gone.
The peaks are over
Well, he
now.
keeps touching them with he keeps touching the tapes with it anyway.
Aye, obviously, you know, he's run out of peaks. He did it the other night in England, didn't he?
Well.
What a night for Laguta. He's been terrific, you know. He could well win tonight with a maximum 21 points. He's on the verge of doing that. That doesn't happen very often these days.
Niels with no peak reminds me of Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel, good
I'm
shout.
not suggesting that he's going to jump over the canyon or anything like
No, I
that.
do hope not. We don't want any of that.
Dangerous enough riding a Speedway.
It is
like.
indeed. Sayfutdinov's done well to make the final. The 2 Russians are here. And a little bit of a surprise from Emil because he wasn't looking that good earlier on, but has battled his way in. But really a fitting win here for Laguta, I think, because he's been outstanding.
Well, here we go then, the grand final in Torun, and then the celebrations will begin. What a night it's been, a real memorable night. Can Woffinden wrap it up with a victory on the night, which seemed so unlikely earlier on, and he's made a beautiful start here, Ty Woffinden, and it could well be that he will finish as world champion with a gap of 10 points. Never in doubt, Kelvin Tatum.
He's not going to do it, is he? He's not going to do it, Gil. He's going to do it, he's going to do it at dead ease. He's made a wonderful start on the inside, dropped the clutch, he's hit the front, the Laguta as hard as he's trying in second place. Don't believe he's going to peg him back. Woffinden on cloud 9, he's a world champion. And it's a Brucey bonus tonight. I fancy he's going to win the Grand Prix as well. What a night for Woffinden, fully deserved. It's been outstanding. He's had some tough times in the second half of the season, there's no doubt about that. But with a lap to go, the new world champion is going to wrap it all up. with a brilliant win in Torun.
Well, he's going down the back straight, raised arm towards his family. Here he comes, the new champion of the world, Great Britain's Ty Woffingen.
Whoa, what a way to wrap it up. That's fantastic. Classy performance, sensational start. Could have gone either way. If he'd missed the start, I don't think he would have been too worried. But he hit the front, rode 4 perfect laps. Laguta beaten for the first time. Got a feel for Laguta a little bit. Has been so solid throughout the evening. But Woofenden, the night belongs to him, and it's his year, 2018. I think that's the best World Championship victory. I really do. I think that's been tremendous. He's really had to deal with everything. He's had to deal with a rider that's been in inspired form with Smarslick, making him work for it all the way. What a night of Speedway, and many congratulations to a great of the sport now, Ty Woofenden.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff here in Torun. It's going to take a while for this to sink in, I'm sure. Ty Woofenden the winner, Artem Laguta second, Emil Seifutinov third, and the peakless Niels Christian Iversen at the back. Great night of Speedway. Laguta tops the scores on 20. Woofenden wins the Grand Prix and wins the World Championship for a third time.
Well, there we go. Celebration time, fully deserved. And what celebrations it'll be. What a start he made on the inside here. Absolutely nailed it. Laguta can't get there. I thought for a moment Laguta was going to get that turbo boost halfway to the first corner that we saw earlier on, but it's not there. The turbo boost belonged to the new champion. The peakless Iversen then. I know you're trying a new look there, mate, but I don't rate it. I'm going to be old school and stick with the peak look.
I don't like the full face helmets. I think we should just have the old goggles that extend across your face.
Yeah, clearly you've never ridden. Out in front, the man with a peak and a full face helmet is the new world champion. Celebration time for the team, smashing team, very professional, very loyal. Jacko there on the right has been with Ty for a long time, does a great job.
Yeah.
And 3 titles in 6 years. Just can't argue with that, Nigel.
No,
that is just outstanding. And I say, he is the real deal. He's had to do it the hard way in the second half of the season. He's been really up against it at times. I think he wobbled a little bit. I know there was some very hard testing that went on in the last month or so with the injured tuner. Daniel Kowalski, his first World Championship.
Yep, fair play, brilliant, what a night. And Great Britain has a world champion. Will it be recognised back in the UK by the media?
Sincerely hope so.
By the press? It should be. Let's hear from Kiri now.
Well, Ty, as you make history tonight, that was the perfect way to finish your 2018 season. World champion and Torun winner.
Yeah, for sure. It don't get much better than that. It's nice to win a Grand Prix because, you know, coming up to this over the last 6 years, I've only won 10 Grand Prix. And, you know, for someone that's won 3 World Championships, you kind of expect them to have a few more Grand Prix wins. But, you know, 3 out of, in the last 6 years, I've won 3 World Championships. So my statistics are looking good. And, yeah, bring on next year, because my next challenge is to win it back-to-back. That's the only thing I haven't done, so.
Well, your statistics are definitely looking good. I know there's so many fans out here. It must mean so much to you to have such support.
Yeah, for sure, you know. So massive thanks to all the fans that made the trip out. Massive thanks to all the fans at home. Bardzo dziękuję Polski fanom. And guys, I want to dedicate that win to Thomas Jędrzejak. Thomas Jędrzejak, that's who I won for this year. Thank you.
Yeah, great stuff from Ty Woffingen.
Yeah, very gracious there with Thomas Jędrzejak, you know, very sadly lost his life, didn't he? And obviously Ty felt quite passionate about that. Won with 10 points in the end, Nige. Never in doubt, as you
Never
rightly
in
say.
doubt.
Never in doubt. What was all the panicking about? And just breezed through. Can you believe it? That could have gone down to 2 points tonight. It's quite a staggering statistic.
Yeah.
Here we see there's the top 3 in the world. There's Smarslick picking up the silver medal. Been a fantastic conclusion to the series, Nige. It really has been a fitting place. It's super to finish in Torun because it's such a smashing place. The new world champion makes his way to the rostrum. He's on top of the box as well. Can't do better than that. Win your third world title and win the Grand Prix as well. Fantastic. Leguta's been superb. 20 points from him. 2 Russians there, second and third. Better performance from Saifutinov in the end. He was struggling early on, but turned on the star in the end to finish on the rostrum. Now, time for the national anthem. Here we go.
Here we go.
Well,
World champion.
superb. Great scenes, of course, and Woofenden there, proud moments for him. National anthem played, and that's very impressive to win the Grand Prix as well as winning the championship. No doubt when we went to Kershgrove, it wasn't looking that good, was it? It was all looking a bit jittery.
Yep.
But some hard yards were put in after that meeting, and the last 2 Grand Prix he's turned his fortunes around. Saifutinov, well, we'll see him next year, and a better performance from him. But I do believe overall the consistency, he needs to find that. He needs to make more finals, and he needs to really just kick on a bit. He's better than he has been this season. 2 seasons back in the Grand Prix, hasn't won a round, and he's better than that. Artem Leguta, I tell you what, on his return to the series, he's done himself proud, Nigel.
He scored 20 points tonight. We've hardly talked about him since Woofenden won the title.
You've got to feel for him a little bit. He deserved to win the night, really, but
Yes.
he didn't make the start in the final, so the world champion did.
Yep.
One more trophy to be dealt out for the first 3 on the night. Of course, we've got the first 3 in the world to come, so 2 presentations here. Woofenden's got the championship trophy now, so he just helped himself to it.
The organisers will be panicking.
Thank you very much indeed.
That's not in the right order, Ty. Don't
he's
do
not a
that.
very patient man. A bit like me. It's over there, I'm having it. I've won it.
Yeah, you did that with your long track title.
There you go, yeah, there we go.
Well,
Fantastic, isn't it?
Well, he just couldn't wait to get his hands on the World Championship trophy. It's as simple as that.
Exactly that. So,
We're going to have Bartosz Marslik and Freddy Lenguin up to the podium, though.
absolutely. But
Great moment.
selfie time for the first 3 on the night. Torun, I've got to say congratulations to Torun. It's been a wonderful show.
Yeah.
You know, great turnout, plenty of fans in, of course, superb. Track's been good, and the weather's behaved as well.
Yeah, so plenty of British fans. There has been a lot round town today.
There has, yeah. You know,
A lot of them came in yesterday, but there's a lot that have travelled in today, Kelv.
yeah, well, you know, the fact that they could see history being made tonight, it's been well worth the trip. And there are worse places to go to. There's no doubt about that. This is a nice spot to be in. And Torun is a nice town, plenty to offer. So, yeah. Woofenden winning. First 3 in the world. Smarslik, I've got to believe, has got a world title in him.
Oh, he has. Absolutely.
And,
if only he could put a full season together rather than just half a season.
And he's come awfully close. In the end, it's 10 points, but that belies really what went on. That doesn't tell you the full story. It could have been very much closer than that, but the 10 points lead in the end, or victory, is due to the remarkable achievements of Ty Woofenden. But there's no question that Bartosz Marslik has kept us very focused on what's been going on. Very focused. He's done a good job.
Yes. I just wonder if we're going to have
Lenguin
the
now.
traditional changing of the Kevlars into gold for the champion. But here's Freddy Lenguin, 3rd in the World Championship, and very well deserved. Tremendous performance from Freddy throughout the course of the season, and I can but wonder if it wasn't for that cruel hand injury, would he have kept the pressure up throughout the entire series? We'll never know.
Possibly. My gut instinct is no. I think that Woofenden would have had enough to keep him at bay. but you have to feel for him. That hand injury came at an important time. I think it was Gorjov when we saw him, and he was struggling. He couldn't shake your hand, could he? Could hardly hold the handlebars. He did remarkably well to even ride that night. But a good effort from Freddy. He's delighted, of course. I'm sure he'll be back for more and trying to go a couple of places better in the World Championship in 2019. Bartosz Smarslik makes his way up. A huge favourite in Poland. He's become the hero. He's kind of replaced Golob in that regard.
Yeah.
You know, and they chant his name. He's a likeable character. He rides. He's a very eye-catching rider, of course. And there's no doubt that it's a family affair. And brothers and dad in the pits. His mum's here as well. And a terrific effort from him. Came awfully close. Could have been world champion this year, but he's going to have to be patient. He's got to wait till next year.
Yeah, great stuff for Bartosz, runner-up in the World Championship, and ultimately, in the end, 10 points adrift of the World Champion. But the lead was slashed to 3 at one stage, where it was getting squeaky bum time.
It was squeaky bum time.
Here comes the champion of the world. Ty Woffenden, world champion for the 3rd time in 6 years. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Again, just to emphasise, his mum and dad had emigrated to Australia when Ty was a kid, a real young boy, and they gave up everything to come back to Europe to see if their boy was any good as a Speedway rider. Here he is, born in Scunthorpe, Great Britain, Ty Woffenden, the only British rider to have ever won 3 world titles. What a moment for Ty.
Good decision to come back to Europe, I think.
Really? Whatever makes you say that?
Well, I'll tell you what makes me say that. Winning 3 world titles in 6 years, that's just giving me sort of a little bit of confidence with that remark. But there's no doubt that, you know, to leave their home, to come back to Europe, fantastic achievement. And his dad will be proud. He'll be looking down from the heavens tonight, Rob. And he'll have a wry smile to himself, I'm sure. That's my boy.
Great moment, Ty Woffenden. Superb stuff.
Yeah, it's a lovely moment, and one that will remain forever. There is a meeting tomorrow, actually. There's the Thomas Golob benefit meeting in Bydgoszcz, which is 40 minutes down the road. Ty's due to ride in that, so it'll be interesting to see if he can take his place in the lineup as the new world champion.
He won't want to miss out.
I'm sure he'll be in attendance. If he can't ride, he'll be there, because Golob, of course, is having a hard time. World champion on top of the box with the World Championship trophy that he grabbed a little earlier on.
I wonder how Bartosz feels, Kelv, because he saw it, he had it within his sight, didn't he?
I think he'll be cool about it. I think it was an outside chance. He got very close, but in the end, it wasn't enough. He did everything he could, but it's his best result so far in the championship. So, yeah.
I agree with you. I think his time will come.
I've got no doubt about it. He's too good a rider, too professional as well, to not do it. And if Woffenden isn't quite at his best, then we just sense that Smarslik might just be the next man. I know that Poland are impatient for another world champion, that's for sure. I was asked today, why is it 2010? Is it 8 years since Golob was world champion? They are getting impatient. I said, well, you've got the talent. There's no question about that. There's plenty of talent with Dudek and Janowski and Smarslik. One of them's going to be world champion soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, what a night it's been. Really enjoyed it here. Been very, very tense. Of course it has.
Well, it's just added to the drama, hasn't it? You know, when Woffenden got off in his 3rd ride, well, it just took all our breaths away. We just weren't. It was totally unexpected, and suddenly put a completely different complexion on the night, and it got very tight and tense as indeed. But at the back end of the meeting, when it really mattered, Ty Wolfenden produced the ride that really saw him through to his third world title. The win in Heat 20 cannot be underestimated.
And the Speedway of Nations, I think the format worked well there as well. It's been a real enjoyable ride again, Kelv, hasn't it?
Yeah, and of course Wolfenden was fantastic in that. He only got beat once in 2 days. You know, he had a remarkable run. So he's been terrific. But Ty Wolfenden fully deserves his third World Championship, Nigel.